And we are live. Morning thoughts, morning thoughts, morning thoughts. Shout out to the people going out to work this morning. Shout out to the people coming in from work this morning. Extra special big up shout out to the people who work multiple jobs. I have the utmost respect for you. Shout out to my entrepreneurs, my stay-at-home moms and pops, my retirees. Shout out to the drivers. Shout out to the Uber driver, Lyft driver, truck driver, taxi driver, food delivery drivers, route town and long distance truck drivers. Shout out to the crossing guards and the school teachers, law enforcement personnel, medical field personnel, military personnel. Whatever your job description is, shout out to you. Big up my barbers in the barbershop. Shout out to the beauticians and hairdressers in the beauty salons, the braiders. Shout out to the AC techs, the engineers, the heavy equipment operators, the construction workers, the chefs in kitchens, secretaries in offices. You know what I just think about just now when I say chefs in kitchens? Wild break. But I just thought about a cook shop in Jamaica. No specific cook shop either. We just love cook shop food. Shout out to every single good-hearted, clean-hearted person who wish good for others as much as you wish good for yourself. Here we are on this beautiful Wednesday morning. Today is, hold on, let me take that call here real quick. Hello? Hello? What's this about? Man, your bumbo clot. Yeah. What made I talk about? I see I see a number with my area code, and I'm thinking it's one of my kids calling, even though I have all their numbers programmed into the phone. Hi there, it's Jamie Fox for the Red Cross Collegiate Association. Lord, my number man. They call me all day, every day. What made I say? Yeah, I was here not reminiscing. I was just thinking about cook shop food. Because when I'm in Jamaica, I love cook shop food. And no specific cook shop. I have a few that I normally go to, but any cook shop I will pull up. Because they are foreign to think about cook shop food in Jamaica. Not even cooking my own food, but cook shop food. Cook shop food, nice enough. Especially when you have a little old lady who can really cook. You know, them woman there that's been cooking for the whole family for generations now. She done raised her children. She have grandchildren. She on her way to having great grandchildren. And she cook the best food around there. Whichever part of Jamaica you want to go. Anyhow, this is what we have on the board for us this morning. We won't be here for long, but it will still be a lengthy 2 hours. I'm looking to go about 2 hours this morning to 2.5 hours. All right. We'll start off where we left off, and then we have the rural school bus system update. Remember, election just run not too long ago in Jamaica, and they had the rural school bus system implemented. All right. We said that was a good thing, even though some of us who are really from the rurals still not see no school bus in our area yet. Like which part me come from, school bus hasn't reached there yet. So we're still looking to see rural school bus service. However, it has been implemented and some things are happening with the rural school bus system. An interesting update that you might want to hear. So rural school bus system we're going to talk about, update. We're going to talk about a police officer who ended up, a Jamaica constabulary police officer who ended up in prison because of what he did. And he just went up for an appeal and he lost his appeal. So he will have to do his time behind bars. Very interesting story as well. Also an eyebrow raiser for some of the young ladies out there. And then the Dawn Rose Anderson update to her story. The British woman who got killed in Jamaica not too long ago, update to her story because they did not catch who killed her then. So we have an update to our story as well. But we're going to start off where we left off yesterday. And where we left off yesterday is at, can humans control who they are initially attracted to? I normally go from the top of the chat and say good morning, Sharon Spence, and good morning, Anthony Vaz, and thank you for being here, Miss Goldie Robinson. Big up yourself, Nance. Thank you for being here, Prillis123. Rosalind Smichael is in the building with us. You're the finest. Big up yourself. 2Irie181 is here with us as well. Naya TV is in the building. Thank you for being here. Imagine and Believe is in the building with us this morning. Nisha, big up yourself. Thank you for being here. Audrey is in the building with us. Audrey always some morning from present teacher. She always also say, hit the thumbs up button as you enter the live, please. Marilyn Grant is in the building with us this morning. Lovely Aneka is in the building with us this morning. Lovely Aneka shows up. Lovely Aneka, me just breeze past your content and I saw some doctor's office equipment stuff in there, and you said something about getting to that age or something like that. I'm guessing you went to go do your womanly checkups, which you have to do when you start to reach certain age. You turn big people. Like how me have to go in there, go get feel up. Like, no, not the third big man. I'm guessing that's what that was, right? Lovely Aneka is in the building. Lovely Aneka is my fellow content creator sister. Marie's message is usually here. She drops in later. Big Lovely Aneka. If you see her in the chat, just hit her name. If you're not following her by now, then me don't know. You're probably not too kosher of a person, because I've told you 100 and plus times to please go follow her on all platforms, starting out with right here. Roddy's daughter is in the building with us this morning. Dorothy T, big up yourself. My brother Mervin the Point, Jamaica Kerr is in the building with us this morning. Wayne Nathan is here also. BM, thank you for being here. Senior Sexy is in the building with us this morning. Twixie sound like one name from Twixie from the lane. Or mismatch them, Twixie. Twixie, what go on? I don't know, I just like the name Twixie. Me left the stove on. Thank God for you. I love you. Oh, I left the stove on. Lord God, I probably can't live by myself when I get older, and I come head I gather water already. That means that when time I get little older, bun me I go bun down house. Anyway, Sandra Ellis is in the building with us this morning. Charmer D Star Official is in the building with us this morning. Missy Brown, my sister, is in the building with us this morning. Big up yourself. Thank you for being here. Oh, you laughing with the Anthony B. Pen and Paper review? Some freaky Rasta who had them on the place now. Oh, man. The lyrics to that song is something else. I just dropped the Anthony B. Box of Rubbers review this morning before we came on for this live. So that is up for you to enjoy throughout the day as well. Go check it out. You know? All right. McQuay, if I didn't call your name like Stacey and 23 and anybody else, Carissa Smith, and if I missed your name, whoever else, then my apologies. So, let's start out like this. Can humans control who they are initially attracted to? I want to see, this is a class participation. I want all the yeses and nos on the screen. Can humans control who they are initially attracted to? I put this question out there yesterday just to spark thought, preparing you for today, because I knew that this is where I wanted to start off today. Can humans control who they are initially attracted to? All right. I see Missy Brom said, Marilyn Grant, you enjoyed the review? Big up yourself. Missy Brom said yes. Denise Sparks says yes. Audrey says, I don't think so. Dorothy T says, I don't think so either. Irie says no. Good morning, Lady J. Stacey Ann says no. Looks like we're having more I don't think so's and no's than yes. I'm waiting for about 10 more answers. Charla is in the building with us. Charla's Law. Remember Charla? Charla does her law thing. And if you need a good attorney or at least some guidance, I know Charla will point you in the right direction, even if what you're looking for is not up her line of expertise. She can definitely point you in a better direction than I would. A lot of you always reach out to me behind the scenes. SouFlo, you know any good attorney? Me need one. She's right here. You know, for a long time, I never wanted to say Charlotte is actually a lawyer because I didn't know if she wanted to be incognito or just keep it on the law or whatever. But she is right here in the chat where you see Charlotte's Law. For those of you who are having or need legal advice and whatever else, she's right in here with us. All right. She's our regular sister this morning, though. She's not here on her law thing. Charlotte said no, too. Do we have Charlotte's number? Roddy's daughter. You know, we do. I don't have it in front of me right now. Charlotte, please post your number in the chat, please. If Charlotte posts the number in the chat, I can pin it or I can rewrite it and pin it at the top of the chat. Because I get that question all the time. So, Flo, me know you know one good lawyer. And half of the time I didn't. I didn't. And who I did know, I didn't think they would. But she's here. All right. So when you see Charlotte's number pop up, then please do yourself due diligence and take the number down. All right. The question again is, can humans control who they are initially attracted to? I saw most people. Thank you, Raddy's daughter. Appreciate you for that. All right. I need to sue Andrew for negligence of the victims of Melissa. Boy, Dorothy T, that's a whole nother. You know what? Let me put that down on topic as for tomorrow. Let's do an update to the relief efforts and tracking that money. I'm going to write that down right here so we can forward in tomorrow with that on our minds. Point of discussion. Okay. One more time for the question. Wagwan FIFA Dan. One more time for the question. Can humans control who they are initially attracted to? I want to see something this morning. So I'm asking the question repeatedly. Can humans control who they are initially attracted to? I think majority of you in here said no, or majority of you in here said yes. Not yes, but majority of you in here said no, or I don't know. What do you think, babe? Can humans control who they are initially attracted to? You said yes. You're the finest said yes too. A couple of people in here say yes. Lady J say yes. Nisha said no. Control. Okay, so BM is asking control in whatever way. Mr. Bram still say yes. Control in whatever way, meaning can you stop yourself from being initially attracted to somebody? Yeah, can you? That's what the operative word here is initially. Can you stop who you are initially attracted to? She said control in what way? Initially is the operative word. So can you control that? All right, Mr. Bram, you just answered and said yes you can, and then you said you have a type. So the fact that you have a type tells me that you cannot control who you are initially attracted to. Because if you see a type, you're going to be attracted to it immediately. And the only way you know that you have a type is because you are attracted to something, a certain thing. So you might not walk around being attracted to just anybody. Remember, I don't think, and science says that you cannot control it. You hear that, babe? So science says you cannot control who you are initially attracted to. What you can control is what happens after you feel that attraction. Like you can purposely turn your head the next way because you say, I'm a married man, I'm not supposed to be flirting with that person or anybody for that matter. And you can turn your head away. Or you can take a one glimpse and say, damn, she fine, and then keep going. Like, me not look over there again because looking more than once is lusting. If it was in my field of vision, your mind is automatically going to say, damn, if it's a damn. You know what I mean? You do it all the time. All of we do it all the time. Your wife, then a flirt right beside you. Sometimes she take more than one look and you just never see it. It's because that initial attraction, sometimes the person, the next person is attracted vice versa, right? And then they share energy by eye engagement, and next thing you know, you can't stop look over there And you have to tell yourself, say, okay, I'm not gonna look over there again. Oh damn, our eyes made four again. You know she like me, you know, she look over here. Me, well, how do you know she looking over here? Because you looking over there too. That kind of stuff. Science says you can't. Science are idiot. Science is idiot. Science are idiot. No man, you have a type. Anytime you see your type, you're going to say, damn. But then you have to remind yourself whatever it is. So what you control is what happens after. You cannot control initial attraction. Any which part you see anything that you like for that matter, you can't control your initial attraction to it. Anything, not just a car. It could be fashion. It could be music that you hear that you really like. You find yourself a wind up and then you say, oh, damn, me in a public. You know what? Let me conduct myself like a better. Or something inside that you're dancing in your head, even though you can't dance out loud. You know what I mean? You cannot control what you are initially attracted to. No, but you can control not to act upon it. Absolutely, BM. And that's what I just said. That's where your control comes in. And that, as we all know, takes self-control, which self-control is completely up to you. That's why it names self-control. And you have to go control yourself if you have self-control. Some people lack self-control, so they act upon impulse, and then that initial attraction turns into an extramarital affair or some kind of something like that, you know, work husband and work wife and all other kind of situations end up developing from you not being able to control that initial attraction. Yeah. Chemistry or energy. Either way, runs on energy. You know, the world runs on energy, so I hate that. When you see somebody you like and the person sees you and they like you, you immediately know. You immediately know. Even if you don't know, say, damn, the person that really, really like me, or I really, really like the person that, you know that there's some level of attraction there. Like, if I really start talking to this person, this could probably go way further. You know, they say that women know within the first 5 to 10 minutes. Women know within the first 5 to 10 minutes of meeting and conversing with a man if she would have given some or not. I think women know right away. Like Missy Brown said, she have a type. So when she see her type, she's like, damn, him sexy. Him can get it. But then people open their mouths and then you're no longer attracted to them, you know? Sometimes people open their mouths and then you're just instantly not. You can open your mouth and become a really ugly person. You can be super beautiful on the outside. You know, you could be somebody's dream on the outside. You can make a woman or a man say, damn, good Lord. Because that is your, everybody have their thing with them. So really, really, there is this thing where, that's all right. You can pass. And everybody has it. Everybody has their, yeah, possible. Yeah, man, can really go on, you know? And then there is the, damn, Jesus. If you ever buck up in a year, damn, you immediately think, you could have definitely get it. You know, says thinking sexual is very primal and it's superhuman. It's an innate thing within us. Acting upon it now is something different. That's your self-control where that comes in. But the thought of it, we try to suppress ourselves in so many ways. The thought of it is normal, you know? So I think women and men, they have a saying about the women, but I think it's women and men. The minute, all right, me as a man, the minute me see one woman where it look like, I probably shouldn't be saying all this because I'll get in trouble. You know, let me sit my tail and think about this if you really want to say what I'm going to suggest now. Damn, I just walked around in a circle and then fell in a hole. Somebody throw me one shovel, make me dig myself back out. All right, let me know if I style this. Let's style it like this. Women and men both see stuff that they like, right? If you see that damn person, your partner don't want to think that. Your partner, of course, never wants to think that. Some people get in a relationship and they think, oh, my partner will never see anybody else that's more attractive than me, or will never see somebody else that could make them say, damn. And that's a lie. That's a big lie where you tell yourself and make yourself feel safe or secured, right? Your partner's out there looking around, my friend. Them probably look longer when you're not around and look less when they're with you, or probably condition themselves to not look at all when they are with you. That's out of just respect for you. But if them they're far away from you, trust me, them a look. And if they see the thing that makes them go, damn, believe me, they looked. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying they acted up on it or they had a... Sometimes people even go far enough to go have conversation and everything and tell themselves, say, I'm not cheating. We just had a conversation. Flirt them over there, flirt. And they feel good with that flirting and them going about them business. They don't come home and tell you that. You know? I saw me style it. Very neutral. Me not dig no hole, put myself in it. I don't look. Me blind when me out the road. I don't see people. I don't see faces. I see hands and feet and bodies. I don't look anybody in the eyes. Yeah. Well styled. Where it says speak for yourself, Denise. Well, Denise, you might not want to be too honest. Even you, Denise, you see man where you say, damn, he fine as hell. You can't tell me you don't. You do. You see man where you say, damn, he fine as hell. But you keep it moving. And that's something that your partner should respect you for. You know what I mean? Your partner should respect you. Say, yo, I have a partner who, no matter what them go out there and see. Don't tell yourself they don't go out there and see nothing. God made many beautiful people out here. You know what I'm saying? It's another one of the lie to yourself mornings where I tell people like is a white Jesus praying to fucking get another lie where you say me not get Nance, so you not get me no problem this morning. Live on the air with SouFLo. Good morning.
Morning, Flo. How you doing?
I'm good, my brother. How are you?
There. Remember, we listen. We don't judge.
Listen, we don't judge, Jerome. Say it again for them.
We listen. We don't judge
at all.
But Flo, you know, sometimes these women they'll still look. All when they're married, them still look. They will drool. And they're married. That's how. Right now, if you wear a muscle shirt and you're tall, and you have on your sweatpants and you're something print out,
and you're that type, and you're her type.
Yeah, all these women looking.
So hold on, Jerome. You're forward in here as a man. I talk about all these women and what they do. Talk about what man them do. Let me see something.
We just mind our own business. So you know, like Jamaicans don't cheat.
Jerome was studying when it comes to talking honestly about what the man them do about all these women. They flirt, they look, they this. All when them married, Mr. Talk about what the man them do. Well,
So as you ask me, no, Vybz Kartel song come to mind. Suck your mother, mind your business, make money. That's what we do.
That's it. Oh God.
Yeah, man, but they'll look. And me wouldn't do it still. Because the thing is that, you know, you can do things to entertain women and it's nice. So if you look sexy, you look strong, muscular, and it seems like you walk with a heavy machine. My problem is when you walk and the man them steer for you. And that's uncomfortable.
Wait there. Providing again, that is what she's attracted to, Jerome.
Yes.
Everybody have them type. You know what I'm saying? Everybody have them type. So there are women out there who like big belly and them like a man who have extra weight on him. I've seen women who said this, and I mean good looking sisters too. They don't like MAGA man, them don't like no gym buff man. Them actually like a certain type, and that's what she with, and that's what she been with. If you look on her ex and you look on the new man, like that a fair type what she go for. You know what I mean?
But
so I know every woman I look for chisel up body and
come on, so you gotta be. So you're telling me that the man will have the big belly, and every minute it thing I drop out a woman and then should I get stressed out like yo.
Well, that you got too far. You gone too far. Me don't know if the thing I drop out and she get stressed. That is too far. I don't know about that part. Because the man belly big no means that the thing always a drop out. How you reach this up? Wait. Reel it back in, bro.
No, so remember, I know you do studies and you're reading and them say most big belly man, they make your thing shorter and shorter.
That's what
and
they
then
say.
if you live up north where it's extra cold, sometimes you look feet and can't find it.
I got through that already.
Who go through it? You?
Yeah.
When you open your zipper pants and you search and can't find it?
Well, me find it, but it little.
You can't. There's things up on live. So remember, you have women up here where them adore you and they just want to believe what them. You can't
well, listen,
down.
Shakira and I have no problem with it, so me good. What? She'll work with it, so me good for now. But bro, yeah, I lived in Germany. So I used to do training in the snow as an infantry soldier. I used to sleep out a door in the snow. So when time you wake up a morning, well, I didn't wake up because we never really used to get sleep. But your feet frozen. All when you come back from them training mission there, you can't feel your toe them for all. One time I think they're going to have to do an amputation upon some of my toe them because I couldn't feel them again. So you can imagine what happened to your front. You pull out for pee and you end up piss all over the front of your pants because your thing I try hide from the cold itself and it not come out. You know, that's how you get introverted if you've been in them kind of colds. Yeah.
So he says like a turtle. Just gone in a shell.
Just gone in a shell, bro. Is a form of protection. Me not nothing for hide this one.
No, but Flo, remember most of our people were from a warm climate, Jamaica. Most of them don't know about what they can do. So you saying this and saying something hide, them just go say excuse.
Well, look here what them say. Me know what me have. Me good with what me have. We can't talk here what people say. Me go.
Well, me like chat. Big up yourself, my man.
All right, manners. Yeah. We don't know how Jerome reach about big belly and things that fall out and she get frustrated. How did the conversation reach there? We weren't talking about anything like that. We were talking about initially being attracted to somebody. In a while, You're Mr. Bram she bought it swizzle up. It swizzle up. Yeah. And then you must remember, say some of us are growers and not showers. That kind of stuff. Yeah. Different bodies. I'm not body shaming anybody. I'm not body shame nobody. Everybody have them different type. But yes, again, back to the original where we're walking here with this morning. Can humans control who they are initially attracted to? And science says you can't control who or what you are initially attracted to. It could be a car. If you're a car person and that's a car, if you're a Jeep person and you see one nice Jeep, if you're a Benz person and you see one nice Benz, if you're a whatever person, if you are a athlete and even if you're a runner and you see one nice pair of running shoes, if you are a gym buff and you see somebody with a nicely chiseled up gym body where you're initially attracted to it, what you control is what happens after that initial attraction. Your ability to say, all right, then I'm not going to indulge. Right? Right. Yes. Mr. Bram still has a science an idiot. What? Wait, Jerome. Norman Jean want to know if you have one big belly. Jerome, you have a big belly? Jerome, come here and talk about what the woman them do. Talk about what man them do. I don't want them cuss me after you left. You're always talking about women and what women do. All right. Now we're moving right along from that. Take that with you for the day. Missy Bram. We don't care where you want to tell yourself, say. When you see your type, you are initially attracted. All right? All right. Next one for the morning now. Let's get into some of this we are going here. So let's see. You choose where I start. Do we start with the rural school bus? I'll need you to listen because you're going to choose where we start. Do we start with the rural school bus? Do we start with the cop? Or do we start with Dawn? Dawn Rose Anderson is the British woman who got killed in Jamaica. Do we start with school bus, cop, or Dawn? School bus, cop, or Dawn? You choose one. School bus, cop, or Dawn. Starting right now. School bus, cop, or Dawn. You have 60 seconds to choose. And where says school bus? Missy Bram says the school bus. Let me see. We are, come on. And we have 2 Dawn. We have 1 school bus. We have a next British lady, which is Dawn. We have a next 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 Dawn. Okay, let's start queuing that. That look like it's gonna be Dawn. We have a next school bus. We have 3 school bus. We have a next school bus. We have a next school bus. We have a next Dawn. All right, we're 34 seconds, 35 seconds in. Let's keep it going. It looks like it's coming down between the school bus and Dawn. Nobody wants to hear about the cop. That's okay. School bus and Dawn. Dawn, we have more Dawn, 1 more Dawn, the next Dawn again. 2 Iris says Dawn. Miss Goldy Robinson says Dawn again. All right. Anthony Vaz says school bus. Imagine and Believe is school bus as well. All right. It stops at Miss Goldy Robinson with Dawn. We are 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and Dawn it is. All right. It came down between the school bus and Dawn, and school bus had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and Dawn had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Dawn barely win, but Dawn get it. You have like 500 and something people in here, and obviously only like 20 something persons participated. All right. Anyways, either way. So there was a British woman who went to Jamaica. Remember the woman that she does selling clothes and stuff, traveling, and she does very well for herself financially. She's known to do very well for herself financially in the UK. She travels to different parts of Africa, and she bring back like the real kente cloth and these kind of things, and sells them in the UK, as well as she started doing business in Jamaica as well, right? And then she ended up losing her life on one of these trips under some suspicious circumstances. We covered the initial story, so this is a follow-up. So the follow-up says that the police in Jamaica have now collared the husband, and the husband has been wanted in connection with the 2024 murder of the British Jamaican wife. Her husband, when this first happened and I covered it, I had a picture of him. So if you could find the old video, what we did in 2024, I'll probably find it later and pin it to this video. They said that he's almost like 7 feet tall, you know. Like, so when it first happened, people were saying, him can't hide. And he's a twin. And there's no way that him can hide. Some people say they're not twins. They're 1 year apart, but they are very close and they resemble each other and they're brothers, and the 2 of them tall. But he's like almost 7 feet tall. Some people are saying, I saw a picture of him. He looks about, him look up there like in the 6'11" range. So pushing up there, so. Anyways, we'll rehash some of the details, but this is what's been put out. So after more than a year on the run, remember how big and tall, the man can't hide too far. After a year and a half or over a year on the run, the man has been arrested and charged in connection with the 2024 murder of his British Jamaican wife, whose body was found in a shallow grave in Westmoreland in 2024. In shallow grave or no? The accused is 39-year-old Andrea Morrison, otherwise called Breda, or they call him Ninja Man, or they call him Badness, or they call him Andre or Dre. The amount of name him one have. Just a little FYI for you women who probably not underground, boots on the ground in Jamaica. Let your Jamaican brother help you out a little bit. If you go for a man, if you go for a man in Jamaica and you fall it, you've been smitten, right? And you've fallen for him, you know. If you hear that that man has about 5-6 different names, right, that they call him, that's probably a red flag. I'm just saying. That's probably a red flag. And I know somebody is going to try to disagree with me, but me as a man knowing when me know about names and how we name people in Jamaica and why certain names stick, I'm just skipping and going right to the front of the line without explaining all that to you and just telling you that, I said, don't go to Jamaica and go find your man. Because people go all over the world to find, you know, with the internet now, the world has become much, much smaller. I could very well, not I, but anybody could very well wake up in the US today and fall in love with somebody in South Africa by the end of the week. And next thing you know, you're communicating like never before. And then the next step from that is you want to meet each other, and then sparks fly and you want to be married and all that other stuff, because you have to go do the marriage thing in order to come to be where I'm at, or I could be where you're at. You know, I make the traveling thing easier and so on and so forth. But please take my advice. If you meet a man from Jamaica, I can't speak for any other country. I can't speak for any other Caribbean island. I can speak for where I was born and raised. If you meet a Jamaican man, full-grown man, well, I would hope he's a full-grown man because he's a full-grown woman. If you meet a full-grown Jamaican man and him have 4, 5, 6 different aliases, let that be a big red flag for you. And I would even advise you to, before you go any further, to find out the best way you can what each alias mean or how him get each alias. I'll quickly give you an example. My brethren were really, really dark skin, where him look like this dark skin, like there's something a camera here. And you say, Lord, him black, sir. We call him Blacker. There's a reason. I don't have to go any further. Every name carry a reason behind the name. All right? All right. This a brother here didn't name Breda, or Breda, or Ninja Man, or Badness, or Andre, or Dre. That's 6. That's too many. That's too many. He's a construction worker and a vendor with an address that was listed as Roaring River in Westmoreland, D-side in Trelawney, Linstead in St. Catherine, and Flanker in St. Yo, I'm not trivializing what happened to this woman. I have to laugh. So him have 6 names and him have 4 address on record. Roaring River in a Westmoreland, D-side in a Trelawney, Linstead in a St. Catherine, and Flanker in a St. James. Let that be another big warning. Now, if you jumped in so fast that you weren't able to find out about all these things about him, which is what I think happened to her, because I remember the conversation with her daughter, where our daughter said something like, they didn't, all these stuff that they're hearing about him, they didn't know any of that, and their mom didn't know any of that either. Anyway, Andrea Morrison and his brother Kamar Morrison, they were listed as persons of interest in connection to the killing of Andrea's wife, a United Kingdom national, Dawn Anderson, whose body had been discovered in a shallow grave in Petersfield, Westmoreland, on December 2nd of 2024. Mervyn know good which part them place there. I know too know good where those places are. Observer Online understands that Andrea was taken into custody by the police in St. James during a targeted joint operation in Montego Bay earlier this month. And on February 6th, he was escorted to the Westmoreland Policing Division. He was formally, so them catch him a mobile and then carry him back to Westmoreland. He was formally charged on Wednesday, February 12th, today is the 18th, that's 6 days ago, after participating in a question and answer session in the presence of his attorney. The charges were laid based on witness statements, and his court date is still not finalized yet, but stay tuned because I will tell you when he's going to go to court. That's why we always say when we follow the story, them, not just like, comment, share, and subscribe, but we always say, you know, hit the button next to the subscribe button so you're notified, the notification bell, so you're notified every time. Because normally when we follow a story, we follow it all the way through, from the initial, the murder happened, to who the suspect was, to, oh my God, it's her husband, to husband is missing, can't be found. This is 1 year later. He's now arrested. They found him in Montego Bay. They escorted him back to Westmoreland. He's charged after a question and answer session. Now they're about to finalize his court date. We stay with each story that we follow, right? Anderson and her husband, Andrea, they had arrived in Jamaica from the UK November 24th of 2024. And they checked into a hotel in Montego Bay. The following day, they checked out of the hotel. That's not how the story goes. That's not how the story goes. I don't know who's writing for the Jamaica Observer, but I'm absolutely sure that's not how the story goes. And I owe the family to tell this story the right way. Because I know say I know the story because I followed this story closely. I even read the interview words, the interview that was conducted with her daughter. It wasn't they that flew into Jamaica. It was she that flew into Jamaica. She flew into Jamaica. He was already in Jamaica. There's nothing that says he flew out of Jamaica or anything. So when she arrived in Jamaica, he took her to a hotel, right? And I think one of her kids or somebody from the UK said that's what she told them, that when she contacted them when she landed in Jamaica, she said she was going to be staying at a particular hotel. And they thought she was going to be going to his house. So they thought, okay, maybe they're just, you know, she arrived on the island, they're going to do some couple stuff. Let's jam over here at this nice area, you know, a nice little hotel, whatever. It turns out he had other plans for her. And a part of the story is he was never her husband, only in her mind that was her husband. Like he had other women in Jamaica. It's one of the cases of why we were trying to like warn Denise Sparks, which is our sister here, where we were like, why Denise? Because we did the story like these, Denise, you know, he was always nice to her, and she felt like she was the only one. But he had women, and his other women knew about the British woman, and the British woman used to spend money and, you know, take care of things and make him live good and these kind of things. So in Jamaican woman now, it wasn't no problem to be like, yo, you know, England thing I come in and you know how that go already, because that's how the money come from, you know. And they're, I don't even know what word to use, but they are in collusion. So they would be like, all right, may I fall back for a couple of days and give you some time with her, make you play a husband. And that's the kind of relationship that she ended up in. Okay. He was also in his 30s, and I believe she was in her 50s. Right? I don't want to lie on the woman's age. I'm pretty sure though she was in her 50s and he was in his 30s. And that's another thing that I said. You know, the age difference is one thing. I'm not saying that people up in age or different age brackets can't work. But when you're trying to do it with in different countries, and it adds complication to it, whether you like it or not. If your thing is solid though, then more power to you. But I've seen so many of these go this route. So she arrived in Jamaica, November 24th, 2024, and he checked her into a hotel in Montego Bay. The following morning, they checked out of the hotel, and 2 days later, the family reported her missing after they were unable to contact her, and Greya, her husband, claimed that she was last seen in Negril, Westmoreland, when she actually spoke to her family. She was in Montego Bay. So the family was worried already, and the family already thought from the initial onset that something is very off about this man. They tried to basically warn her, but you know, the heart wants what the heart wants, I guess. So she went with that. She have a big 7-foot man. I don't know, I must say I dropped the horse leg on her, or whatever the case may be, or she felt, let's keep it diplomatic, she felt safe in the presence of this big Shaka Zulu warrior. I'll just say that because she's into Afrocentricity and Afrocentric stuff, and he looks the part. I don't know if y'all saw the movie Shaka Zulu, the old Shaka Zulu movie. That character that played Shaka Zulu that became famous for that role, him looked like that guy. He looked like that guy. That's why I said that. Well, the police, while investigating the disappearance, okay, here we go. He's 30-something and she is 64. Right. That's where it is. So while the police were investigating the disappearance of the 64-year-old businesswoman who is from Roaring River, Westmoreland, and Manchester, England, they were led to a site by a farmer who noticed that the soil in that area of the farm looked like somebody just dig it up. So the police said, you dig up that? The farmer said, no, sir. And it shouldn't look like that either, because I'm the only somebody who would have dig up around here, so, because of my place. They dug up the spot and an excavation happened. They found her body there. The cops found her body in a tribal printed dress, the person was identified as Anderson. Tribal printed dress, she sells those things, the African wears, and she usually wears them a lot as well. That was her mode of dress, and that's how they found her. And Greya and his brother are believed to have fled after the police named them as persons of interest in the case. Now, the thing about this is the original story kind of implicates the brother in the disappearance of this woman as well. It is that him and his brother planned her murder and also both participated in getting rid of her and disposing of the body. However, he's the only one who is arrested and charged now. He's the only one who is arrested and charged now. So I don't know how they got to that, but that is where the case is as of now. 64, 32. That's quite an age difference. My math's not too good, so I'm going to depend on this calculator that's in front of me right here and take away 32 from 64 equals blood fire. Well, that's a 32 years difference. That's a 32 years difference. Yeah, me do it right, that's all. And I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. I don't want to blame the victim because we do see relationships where there's a huge age gap that actually work. What I would say is this though. That don't normally work out for women. It don't. Especially when the man is so young. Another reason why I was trying to tell Denise, like, me never want to rain upon Denise parade. You know, but Denise thing's solid. Denise is happy with her situation. I just keep saying Denise because I remember how the whole audience was like, girl, Denise, girl, no, me not know. Y'all gonna find out. It's because of stories like these. It it works out for men. And it works out for men. Even in cases like these, I wouldn't encourage a man to do it. But I see these work out more when the man is much older, because the man is much older and he is providing in abundance. Without the providing in abundance part, it never works out for the man either. So if you're a broke pocket 64-year-old that's looking at a 32-year-old woman, I don't think she's gonna be with you just for you. Now, if you're a established 64-year-old man who can show her different things in life and take her halfway to our dreams, like she always wanted to live in this nice house, she wasn't able to afford it herself. She's there with you, boom, we have a big house, boom, we fly out regular, we're on cruises, we're traveling places. That might work for you. Live on the air with SouFLo. Good morning.
Hey, Flo, brother.
Hey, bro, what going?
Yeah, you hear me? Yeah, you hear me good?
Yeah, talk to me.
All right, yeah. I'm glad you bring up back them case of my youth.
Yeah.
Because yeah, I tell you what, I one thing with you, you know, over the years, you know how much of them cases you keep bringing up for us to, you know, for the audience to continue keep up with them.
Yes.
Because if it wasn't for you, you know, remember, you see how much you ever go through that one day, Noel Maitland case.
Mm-hmm.
Then we have go for the boy Sylvia right there now too.
Mm-hmm.
I know this woman is just this morning. No, I'm listening because I'm in the workplace anyway. So I'm just trying to say this so we can, you know what I mean? I can't go to work.
Okay.
Yeah, but brother, may I tell her, I didn't remember nothing about this woman if I didn't bring her up again.
See?
Yeah. I'm telling you.
Right.
And right now, when you're reading out everything, I remember and everything that you just said a while ago, but it's been about a year or so gone now. You know what I mean? Yeah. But I'm telling you, man, I'm glad they hold that piece of shit, man. I'm telling you, man.
Yeah, the way I'm doing the woman, man, it was, and everybody said that this is because the initial story said, boy, she gave him everything, you know? Yeah, she set him up in her life and gave him everything, and I'm like, I want them man here find them kind of woman here where will set you up and give you everything, and then she's planning to like move back to Jamaica. I guess she's born Jamaican, but she's been away from Jamaica for so long that
remember the woman was doing selling like doing her entrepreneurship, selling clothes and doing all of them type of stuff.
Yeah, she does. She travels on her own throughout the continent of Africa and Europe, and she does very well financially for herself in the UK.
Yo, I'm telling you. They see even the one with the young girl and her mom, what you was talking about the other day too. Yeah, I'm listening to more for that one, you know what I mean? But I'm telling you, brother, the way you stay on top of these, even when nobody else remember them, I'm telling you, you know, you're doing a good job, man. Keep doing what you're doing, man.
All right, my brother, I appreciate that.
Man, and keep helping us solve these problems. You know,
if anything, the most we can do is not let these people just be forgotten and them just dead in vain, you know? That's my main focus of that. And I think there's also a lesson to be learned from their situation that might save somebody else's life.
Yes, man. Yeah. Because right now, the only reason why I'm not hearing you talking about even Jaden, you know, is because maybe, you know, still lingering there, but, you know.
It's still lingering there. It's still on my computer. Yeah. Yes.
Right. Yeah, man. But I'm telling you, man, you're just one person who, ever since I'm listening to you, my hey, I wanted to talk to you off here, you know. But every time I try to call you, you don't see my number pop up on your phone.
Well, I see many numbers pop up on this phone throughout the day.
Well, throw me up in the big apple. May have a 585 number.
Okay. Yeah, me see it.
Yeah. So one at a time they'll try to link with you off here, but I don't know how about later on today or something. I don't know.
Later on today could be cool. Depending on what time.
I'm here till maybe 5:30 at work, you know what I mean?
So what is it about?
It's just it's something personal I want to talk to you about.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, so try about 3 o'clock.
All right.
All right.
All right, blessing, brother.
All right, brother. Bless.
Give up.
All right. Yeah, the only reason I keep doing these stories though is because I think there's a lesson to be learned here, you know, and I could use them as example more than actually just tell somebody. How when you tell people stuff, they're like, oh please, that now happened to me, and because they never heard of these things happening or they don't keep up with stories enough, you know. Some people step out on faith in life, and some people. What I notice about human beings is when we really want to do something, no matter how intuition tell us in your head, you know, SouFlo, something right about this. Hear me, I tell myself now, the Lord is pointing me in this direction. God, me pray about it and God is guiding me and then me I go. That you will tell yourself anything to end up over which part you shouldn't there. That's what I'm saying. So I just use these as an example. I kept this Dorothy T's comment on the screen for a reason because Dorothy says, even with money, look at Beachy Stout. So like I was saying before the call, I wouldn't even advise a man to go after a 32-year-old if he's 64. You're 64, 65. You're closer to 70 than anything. A 32-year-old woman is in her prime. When I'm saying her prime, she's hitting her sexual peak. She's in her prime for, like, she frisky. You know what I mean? I never said frivolous. I said frisky. She's frisky. I don't know if you can handle all that. And she's going to want to be catered to in that way. Not just sexual, but also some common ground. And I don't think there will be much common ground there for you. Now, again, usually these relationships work because, let's see, anytime I see a relationship working, anytime I see a relationship, the age gap is big, it's usually the man is financially sustaining the relationship and he's a great provider and she'll stick around. You see, Beachy's situation was like this, right? Dorothy, I can move your comment now that I'm going to address it. Beachy's situation is like this. I have a principle, and my principle is this. As an older man, if you're going to choose a woman who is much younger than you, at least be getting children with her. If that woman is not willing to bring forth children for you, and she is in childbearing age, that should tell you already right there. She not see no future with you. I mean, these are things that just set you off like you should know. Big facts. But hey, if you want to be a paymaster and you're like, oh, I'm just looking for some companionship and I can afford it, so I'll pay as I weigh, then I won't stop you. Go ahead and spend your money, and you only live once. Pay as you weigh. But if you want to know if true loyalty is there or if she sees any kind of future with you, she have to build a family with you. And then when she have built a family with you, like if you look at Beachy situation, right? I don't want to throw dirt on the girl name, but all the details that came out in that was that she was super promiscuous. I mean, sex parties, multiple male partners, all kind of something. Even had man in him house, which we saw on video that the police officer did in him house. We see that on video because it did it on our phone, right? You're way older than her. You have a lot of money, but you can't satisfy her in that way there. You have a sickness. Your blood circulation poor. Your teely don't stand up. All kind of something like that. She too young for that. She's too young for that. She's there for the money. And if the money wasn't there, she wouldn't be there. Kind of like the same thing with a woman. Y'all be taking up these young men thinking a man in I'm prime at 32. Let me tell you something about a 32-year-old. A 32-year-old is either trying really hard to make something of himself at this moment, because that's your realization stage, your 20s done. You're in your second year of your 30s, and you're like, man, I want to be rich by the time I'm 40, right? If you have any kind of ambition. Him either get it legally or illegally at this point, but he's pushing for it. So he's also thinking he wants a family at some point. If him is a straight man. My uncle told me something a long time ago when I was a little youth. Him say, if you see a man, whoever tell you say, him no want no picnic, is a batty man. Watch him and see if you're not going to find out later say he's a batty man. And my uncle was never wrong. Every man that I have ever come across in this lifetime, when we talk about kids and they're like, man, me no want no picnic, we always find out later down the road, say, oh shit, he's actually gay. He was masking it at one point and reach a next point when no care it out now. And said, you have to look back and say, damn. And that's why I'm saying they want no picnic. But every heterosexual man wants a child or children. And they want to see their self in their children. And you have your own children for raise. And the woman who gives you your children, you know, you have your little family unit and it motivates you to, that's where a man finds his true purpose actually, is in providing and protecting and having family arrays. So when you hit like mid-60s and you go pick up like a 30-something year old, early 30s, what are you going to give him that is going to fulfill that innate need? The only thing you can add is the vanities that he wishes for. You know, you can put money in his pocket. If you want to start a business and you're doing well financially, you can forward some money for him, start up in business. You can stock out in business for him or help him to go get further education. You could do all that stuff. But the youth of you is gone. The youth of you is gone. And him have whole heap of youth left at 32. And him want to enjoy that too. And usually your woman is younger than you. So a 32-year-old on average will mesh with a 25-year-old female in a them age there. You're begging for problems is what I'm saying. You're begging for problems. Exactly, BM. You know, I'm not trying to say to anybody out here who is in these type of relationships that it won't work for you, but I'm trying to tell you to be realistic. Now, when you take it overseas and you're going into places where you're not too familiar, then you're looking at danger. You're looking at danger. You could easily end up in her situation because people don't have no real love for you. You know, he never have to kill the woman, you know. If he didn't like her, he could have just send her go back to the UK. Cut her off and send her go back to the UK. One of the scenarios that was put forth is that their relationship was coming to an end and she was trying to work it out, and but him did have another woman, and so she was cutting him off financially. So I think him did ask for stuff that he wasn't getting anymore from her and all kind of something. That's another thing that I know that women do who have it, is like they go to these places where poverty is rampant. Like in Jamaica, you will find a lot of people who not doing well financially, right? And they want things to like everybody else. So you will go down there and you will dangle your financial prowess in front of some good-looking, in your eyes, good-looking younger man. And you will give him this perception of, if you mess with me, one day, I'm going to fly you out. You're going to get your passport, visa, this, that, and the other. You could get your permanent stay in the UK, that kind of stuff. So they start to fantasize about that life overseas with you. But half of the time, them not in it because of you. They're in it because they're looking at the opportunities that come with you. And you do it without even thinking that you're doing it. You're dangling your money, mama. You're dangling your money because every time him want stuff, you buy it. But if you get mad with him, you don't buy him nothing. And if you not do what you said, then you don't give him no money. But if you do everything what you said, then you give him money. Don't you see that look like you're paying somebody to be with you? That don't look like you pay somebody to be with you. He never wanted her. He never wanted her. He wanted what was available with her. And I think she was building a nice house. I have to go back and look over my video them from when we initially covered this story. Live on the air with SouFlo. Good morning.
Morning, SouFlo. Morning.
All right, family, I have to take you off of the speaker.
Morning, you feeling better?
Yeah, we can't hear you when you're on the speaker.
Yeah, so for them woman they delusional.
Yeah.
And for them delusional because they don't want to believe reality. You know? It's like she there with the man right now. Well, this is what me think. She probably there with the man and I give the man things and expect that the man I go on there with she alone.
Not probably. She was. That's the story. It's out there. She was with him and she was giving him things. Lots of things.
She don't know how hard it is to that man to even try to conform to that reality. It's like a killer to the man.
Right.
You know what I say? I'm gonna say the man right to him though. Because he never to do that, like I said, I'm gonna cut her off and just move on.
Right.
Or even just move different. And the secret I know say we want to collect benefits.
I'm gonna go revisit the original story that I did, but I think she's building a house, and it's like everybody else. We want with dream house when we go back home, and I think she was building hers. And I think this is a case of he wanted that property, but he might feel like get paperwork in a theme name and then get rid of she or something. I'm gonna go revisit it because I don't want to speak and say the wrong things because I know that these people, family members, do watch. We've done countless stories here where I was contacted after by the family members, and the feedback what I get from them is this is what gives me the confidence to do what I do in the way that I do it, because they normally say, SouFlo, I saw that you covered my brother's story, like Dudley that built his dream house in Jamaica, or you know the other woman, or as he's covered my sister's story, and I appreciate you really. The Canadian couple, or not the Canadian couple, the British couple that got murdered in Jamaica, the black man and white woman. She went to Jamaica to be with her husband, and they both got killed down there. Their children contacted me as well. Like I've had so many of them contact me, fam, and they're like, man, I appreciate the way you handled that story, you know, with such grace and such empathy and stuff, and you didn't take anything out of context or try to make anything look like whatever. So I do my story them a kind of way. Other people can do for them thing how them do it, but if I'm not too sure about something, I don't double down on it until I am sure. Yeah. But along the lines of there's a whole lot more that came out before. We'll just have to go revisit because her family who's in the UK did a long interview, and they said a whole lot of stuff about the guy. Yeah. They were getting their warnings. People were telling them about him. It's just she wasn't really locking into what one of them case they have the heart wants what the heart wants, you know? Yeah.
But enough woman delusional on a lot of levels too, because even if she's not that old, even in her normal relationship with a say we are 30 and the man are 30. In the reality of the world, enough man like to have more than one woman. A woman no one accept that.
Right.
Naturally. You know what I say? So if you're that older than him, what you really expect?
One of the things I find hard to do is to actually convince older women that young man don't want to like that. I find that very hard. I'm more easier to convince a man. Can me talk to older men when they're with younger women, you know. And here most of them will say stuff to me like, boy, SouFlo, me know, you know. But may I pay for what, you know, me I say call life short and them kind of thing. Exactly. Or somebody be like, well, she give me 2 youth, so she can't rob me. Me I pay for me youth them, and in the meantime, me I go and enjoy some of your youthful days too, and all these things. So the men are more like they know what time it is.
Accepting, yeah, you know what I mean?
But more the older women are more like when them convince. Like, you know, I'm 64, but I look 35, and him want me, and him at 32, and I'm like, no, you look 64. You look healthy, but you still look 64. And no matter how you try 32 yourself and tell yourself, say, that's why him want you, is not that's why I want you.
True.
You know?
But them delusional bad man. Very delusional bad. And they don't want to deal with reality.
You see it.
Them want create a thing in their mind and build what them create.
What them create, and it often ends up bad.
Yeah.
Often ends up bad.
Because like I said, even two persons who are the same age, like if you are 25 and a woman at 25, so my time the man still want the next woman.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. But
and woman understands that man is not like woman. Man don't have a fairy tale mind like, oh, I can't wait to meet my wife. And when I meet this girl, I'm gonna set most of the time man explore themselves. And
ride off into the sunset and
right
me and you alone, babe, for the rest of my life. From 25 to 105.
Man catch things with them eyes.
But that's where self-control come in though, no?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
But enough people, you have to practice that.
Exactly, true. And usually a young man has not developed that level of self-control yet to be completely faithful all in life, all the rest of his life.
Yeah, that come with practice.
Bro, you know, say you talk some real stuff. At 32, you have not mastered. Remember, I know, let's go science again, even though Mr. Bram says science are foolishness. Listen, science says your frontal lobe of your brain, which governs higher executive decision making, impulse control, and all these things, that part of your brain not fully developed until you're past 25. Now, if you go from 26 to 30, only 4 years that you know.
True.
26 to 32 are 6 years. So, and remember again, some people don't develop on schedule. Because how often do you hear women say, women develop faster than men. Mentally, they mature faster. So a 30-year-old man might still act like him at 25, whereas you find one 30-year-old woman acting like she is 35 and 40 already. Now, if you're expecting at 64 to marry a 32-year-old and him supposed to be master of self-control already, to where he's going to be faithful to you for the rest of his life, you know. You done live theme lifetime already, completely, you know. You already lived his whole life of years already.
Yep.
You had all them years of experience already. You done major mistakes. You done broke up and got back with somebody else and lost relationships and gained back. Him just a come in a life now. And you expect him to master husbandry and master self-control and lust control and all these things and be perfect husband to you for the rest of your life.
That not gonna work.
So even just common sense.
A woman be more be faithful to a man at 64, like I said.
Than it would the other way around.
Yeah, than the other way around.
Yeah.
A man, no. Not gonna work.
Yeah, I don't think it'll work neither, but we are trying to tell them that still.
Yeah, but self-control is nothing we have to practice still because it's not easy because me there myself and I try to practice it. And it's hard. Every time I turn around, I see a next big battery, I see a next step on my life.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a disease and them things out there, but at the same time, it's still hard.
Cause yeah, work on it still, not true?
Yeah, work on it, but it's hard because my time I feel like I'm overcoming to the next day. It just lick me down. Yeah.
So you don't reach from you reach yet, bro.
I reach yet.
Yeah.
I would love to. Maybe sometimes maybe ask Father God, I say, what is this thing? Why me can't control myself? Why I'm so attracted to all of these women? Like once them look nice and them take my eye.
Yeah.
It's hard for me to stay away from them. And then me now is a handsome youth, so it's hard for me to get a girl. Everyone got woman like me.
God.
So me a big problem. A big problem.
I understand, bro. I understand.
Everyone everyone go, it's easy for me to get a girl. Once me look for a girl and she look for me, me know say I feel she belong to me. But the thing is, One time we get them so easy, some of the time, by me just knowing say them like me and I can't get them already, we lose interest.
Oh, you like the chase?
Yeah, maybe.
You like them play hard, forget all these things?
No, not necessarily.
So what you mean once them look on you and you look on them and you know say them want you, is like you lose interest?
Because I feel like I'm fulfilled already.
Oh, well, that's probably you filtering that out of your system.
Maybe.
Yeah, that's probably you filtering that out of your system. One time gone, you would have run for that, right? And you would have exploit that and take advantage of that and then just write it down and say, yeah, me knocked that one there already, so I move on to our next one. Now it's like the flirting is enough. I know I could get that if I want to. Me not even want to flirt with that no more. See if me can find one next one. That's you filtering that out your system. Talking real talk.
Yes, brother.
Yeah. You're getting there. You're just not there yet.
Because even when I even go to a restaurant and want a woman, she do something for me, see her underwear, and she look nice. And then it's like, I tell myself that, not to tell myself, naturally it's like, my business are in my mind, because I realize I get it already. Yeah, just like that.
Yeah.
But because yourself, come have to run.
All right, manners and respect, my brother.
Yeah.
All right. He must filter that out time system, man. Eventually, he'll get to the place where it's like, I remember my dad saying one time, my father and one of my uncle was talking, and me hear me in I back I car, Jamaica, me I like a picnic. And me hear my father say, boy, me have enough pum pum for last me a lifetime. That not upon my mind right now. I have other things to think about. I was in the back of the car like this. Remember, I know me not get no pum pum yet them age then. I don't even know what it was like to even see one at them age there. I'm growing. I'm growing up. I'm here what a man said. He has had enough to last him a lifetime. This is back in the day when, remember I told y'all I wrote this note and passed it across the class and Miss Smith catch the note, where me write the note to Stephanie and I said, do you love me, yes or no? And me put 2 boxes on it, and one box have yes and the next have no. And Stephanie is supposed to put one X in the one where a primary school with it. Stephanie is supposed to put one X in the yes or no and fold it up and send it come back. So she did. And she put yes. And me said, all right, me have one girlfriend. And so we are thinking of. And then me write back, me don't know why me write this on the back side of the same paper now. And fold it up back and send it back across the classroom. And it never make it. Me see it intercept it. I passing around notes in my class. It said, out of randomly, me just write on the back of it. Well, my body is too big for your pum pum. Miss Smith catch me note. Miss Smith, me don't know why I write it. Miss Smith, you know jeans are something else, cause my son Kai is like me when I was a kid. Kai is random. Him just so full of energy. I just randomly wrote that on the paper and getting a trouble for it, getting a big trouble for it too. Cause this back in the day, going to school in Jamaica, primary school age group is not like today. When them find something like that in your possession, but body too big for pum pum, oh my God, that's like it better them they just catch you and do it and done. You know what I'm saying? I get some lickety, but it was during these times. So me did just start force ripe and they think about when man must do with woman and them something there. And then me hear my father come talk about, boy, I'm tell you the truth, you know. I get enough pum pum for last me a lifetime already still. I have other things to think about. And I say, how can you get enough pum pum for last you a lifetime? I was asking my little self, I was like, oh man, can't get enough pum pum for last in my lifetime. I look at my father like this, because I say, I must say the world of pum pum, this man, he must be swimming in pum pum. How him get enough for last in my lifetime? A lifetime? Funny enough, I'm a grown-ass man now, and I absolutely understand what that means. I absolutely understand what that means now. Because now you really have way more things to think about that comes way first before pum pum. You know what I mean? But you have to get there. You have to get there. Life is in stages, man. and you got to get there. There really is a time when we are overly consumed with the thought of, and we are focused on. And as breeze blow, you sit and turn up, as breeze blow a woman's skirt, so and you see print, you follow that gun and all kind of sitting. But then you get to a point where you're like, I don't even want to see it. Like, it's right there and I don't even see it. I'm thinking about my bills. I'm thinking about one of my kids. Let me see. Kosi needed a haircut last night. It's a personal problem, you know. Kosi needed a haircut last night. Not a problem, just what's happening. I have two sons who are going to a recruiting fair, college football recruiting fair today. Yesterday I talked to one of them on how to present yourself. And then just dropped me two baby them at school this morning. Hope their day go okay. You know, I have to clean up in there. In there look like madness right now. If I could show you with the camera what I'm sitting around, right? In the middle of my madness, my chaotic madness. It's all me creating and earning and stuff. And then me have this to think about and that to think about and this to think about. And I wonder if my wife wants some sex. Because maybe I got too many days already without her getting fair fix. And she not said nothing, you know, you want to be a good husband, but you want to be a good father, but then you have to do this and you got to do that. You're not even think about no, go on road, go run down nobody and want no number and look and see and, well, she look good enough. I don't even have time. So you will get there. you will eventually get there. You know what I'm saying? Right now, my life is consumed with being the best I can be for my family. That's it. Anything else come way second after that. Like so far second, I don't even see it. Like, and that's real. But you will eventually get there though. But you have to grow to get there. You got to grow to get there. Because if you told me a couple of years ago, well, I won't say a couple of years ago, but if you told me in younger days that this is what you're going to get there too, and you're going to say the same thing your dad just said, I wouldn't believe you. Me? Boom, boom. Enough to last a lifetime. Me not believe that. Yeah, I've lived long enough to say I believe that. I've lived long enough to say I believe that. Well, you say, Mr. Bram says, look here, boy, 3 months. But me just say, you know, yeah, I feel, and let me say this. We're not trivializing what happened to this sister in any way, shape, or form. And I don't want this to be, this is laugh as we go along at our own experiences. This is sharing what we've experienced and what we think we know. This is all of that, talking like a family. This is all of that, but this is not trivializing what happened to her. Okay? What happened to her was horrible. Dawn Rose Anderson did not deserve that. There are people out there who are very predatory. Some of them will orchestrate ways to take your life and all kind of something like that, just to get to or to manipulate and get to where you have your money you've saved, your whatever the case may be. So you have to be super careful out here when you start, like, you know, flying into countries like Jamaica and take up people who are 32 years your junior and all these other kind of things. If you want to go there for fun and you want to say, boy, I'm right one 32-year-old boy, you know, when I was in Jamaica, and it was so nice, that's your business. You know, go and go get your groove back, Stella. But this whole, y'all, we have to be careful. We have to be careful. I told my son the other day, I said, you know what saved me to the age I am now? Come, I have a whole heap of friends, you know, were dead or gone to prison, you know. I know you hear people say that all the time, but I could really say that in real life. I have friends that are dead, and them dead young. I may have friends with dead. One of my friends, Blackout, will keep on us every time I say something like this is when I was in high school, him get what we call football numbers. I don't remember if I 64 or 54 years them game. A popular story that happened way back in the day where you can probably Google it too. Miami Dolphins football player house got robbed and his wife got held hostage at the house. At junior high school, me did them time they run some wild boy And my brethren look on me and talk about him a big gun and this brethren where do gardening over at these rich people house Pande cross the water, have a lick for him. And he's gonna get them in there and them have about $100,000 cash in their house. I remember that like yesterday. Long story short, him get catch. I believe somebody died in that as well. He got like 64 years, I believe it was, or 54 years. And now I look back and I think, damn, me and the man that would have graduated school the same time. Look at how much things I've done since then. And this man still in the same prison facility. I look on the same wall them doing the same back and forth every day. I would have gone crazy by now. So I tell my son them, I said, the thing that has preserved me this far is just basically watching what others have done and where others made their mistakes. And then me get real paranoid about it. Like, I'm never going to be 64 looking at a 32-year-old. Because I'm going to be thinking that girl want to kill me somewhere along the line. And it's because of a story like this. And if it bring me this far, it will bring me further in life. You know, I was never the one to have to touch the stove because the stove hot. Me watch that stove that burn somebody else in front of me, me go around the stove, me not touch it. Some people, them watch the stove burn other people, or 10 people in front of them still tell themselves, say, they probably don't have a high tolerance for pain like I do. Maybe if I touch it, it won't burn me. Them still have to go touch the same stove. I'm not that guy. I get superpower off of other people's reality. And that has preserved me so far, I think. You know? We will continue to follow the story. I'm pretty sure he's going to be convicted, but you know how court go versus street side talk. Cause look pan Jolly and Silvera. And look how we thought that is a slam dunk case. Melissa Silvera family will definitely get some justice. And the man beat murder. He beat murder. He murdered his wife and beat murder. And now he might get sentenced on a far lesser charge that carries way less time. So we don't know. We have to keep following the story. I just hope that justice is served for Dawn Rose Anderson. Dawn, you're in the afterlife, friend. We're still calling your name here on earth, and we are still hoping that justice is served for you. We're also trying to use your story to teach others so they don't end up where you ended up. All right? May I talk to Dawn in the afterlife? They have a saying, and it says, when you die and nobody calls your name after you're dead, it's an African proverb, then you're truly dead. After you die, if people speak your name after, then you live on. That's another reason why I do these stories. Because I look at these people like, this could be my family member. Like, she could have been my mom. And she just dead, and man bury her in a shallow grave just so, and then nobody speaks about her again. Ooh, that's hurtful. That's hurtful. I would have want somebody call my name again after if I went out that way. Yo, when last we look on the SouFLo case? God forbid. I'm just saying. You know, when last we look on the so-and-so case, bring my name up again. Say something. Use my story to teach somebody something. Let me be of service. Don't make me just go with some like a dash me with like garbage and about myself. You know? So I do these stories for that reason. We'll stay close to this story as we move forward. The other two that we have are 2 hours. We're supposed to depart here for this morning, you know. The other story that I want to talk about this morning, you have the cop, the ex-cop, and remember off the wall stuff and ended up going to prison. I want to get into that story, and then we have the rural system story. So I'm going to take a vote right now. Is police or bus? I want you to choose which one. I think a lot of people should watch the first 48 TV show. I binge watched that show. I binge watched the first 48. I binge watched 48. And that's another that here can have the police or the bus. You go. All right. And we have 2 police out back. And then we have 1 bus. Keep it going. Oh, we have 3 police already. 3 bus and 1 bus. All right. We're 20 seconds in. We have a next bus. We have a next police. 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 Oh. Everything. Well, but yeah, Jah forbid. All right. We have a police. School bus. Popo. Then he said Popo. Popo again. All right. We're 32, 33, 34 and counting police. Police, then Tiffin was. Bus. All right. 48, 49. Bus. 50. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and the police it is. Missy Bram saying, whatever, man. Cause she don't get our bus. She said, so for the bus, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And for the police, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15 for the police and 7 for the bus. All right. And we're going to go with the police right now. So here's the story here. Craig Williams, a former police officer. He's only former police officer because he was stripped of his rank and stripped of his profession and convicted and sent to prison. So the former cop assigned to the protective service, this is his job. He was assigned to the protective services division, you know. He was sentenced to 15 years behind bars at hard labor in 2021 after being convicted for the rape and abduction of a runaway teenager girl from St. Thomas in 2012. The incident happened in 2012. He was not convicted until 2021. And he had lost his appeal against the conviction because he appealed against the conviction. So, Williams was convicted by a judge without a jury in the High Court Division of the Gun Court in Morant Bay, St. Thomas. Wait till you hear the story. For the offenses of illegal possession of a firearm, count 1, forcible abduction, count 2, and raping, count 3, in October of 2021. On November 15th of 2021, he was sentenced to 12 years of imprisonment at hard labor for illegal possession of firearm, 5 years for imprisonment for forcible abduction, and 15 years at hard labor for the grape part, with a stipulation that he would serve at least 10 years before he becomes eligible for parole. This is a police officer. The sentence was to run concurrently. I don't like when they do that concurrent stuff in Jamaica because, well, they do it everywhere. But under cases like these, they should have given him consecutively, not concurrently. Concurrently means if we give you 15 years for one charge, 8 for another, and 4 for another, 15 years is what you really got. Because all the 8 and the 4 is going to run with the 15, and they're obviously going to, the 15 is obviously going to outrun them, right? Right. Now, here's how this goes. Distressed. He was distressed by the outcome of his trial. Williams then filed an application for leave to appeal both convictions and sentences on the grounds that the decision of the trial judge was against the weight of the evidence that was presented against him. He argued that there were deficiencies in the summation of the judge and that the judge failed to analyze conflicts in the evidence of the child, which weighed against the child's credibility. In other words, he must say, the judge never judged the case properly and the child never tells the truth. The appeal court, in ruling on the matter, which was heard on Friday the 10th, and the 13th of February of this year said that while the summation of the judge left much to be desired and was deficient, he demonstrated that he understood the essential ingredients for the various offenses for which the applicant was tried, and also effectively showed that he was mindful of the general directions that should guide this consideration of the case as a trial judge sitting without a jury. Although his treatment of the evidence lacked detailed analysis, his narration was thorough. This is what the Privy Council, or the higher court, found, rather. It is therefore clear that he was familiar with the full case that was presented by both the prosecution and the defense. The learned trial judge also correctly identified credibility as the central issue in this case, specifically the question of who was speaking the truth regarding whether the sexual intercourse part was consensual or not. The judge of the appeal said, so this is at Jamaica's appeal court level, which is done by a 3-panel judge, 3 judges on a panel. Furthermore, they said that Williams' silence in his own unsworn statement in the face of the teenager's denial under cross-examination that the intercourse was not consensual, when the teenager stood up in court and said this was not consensual, he didn't say anything. And they said that that right there was very telling, as well as when the teenager described how he used his firearm, and he did not say anything when she described how he used it, was very telling as well. So, said the judges, in the face of the complainant's denial and applicant's silence on these crucial matters, it cannot be said the verdict of guilt against the unreasonable. It is our view that the complaint gave clear content was not taken in cross-examination. The learned trial judge regarded her telling her story as a truthful and credible witness against this police officer, which was a conclusion open to him. It is our view that the weight of the evidence supports the applicant's conviction. There was ample evidence on which the learned trial judge could properly conclude that the applicant was guilty of each of the offenses for which he stood trial. And in conclusion, given the state of the evidence, we find no basis in law to disturb the convictions. In other words, his conviction stands, the police officer stays in jail. The evidence supports the verdict, and no substantial miscarriage of justice arose from the deficiencies that were identified in the learned trial judge's summation, is what the appeal courts found. Now, there's way more to it, but I will get into the story. So, this is what happened. The teenager told this story right here to put this police officer away, right? According to the teen, she said the essence of the prosecution case was that on the night of December, this is what the prosecution case laid out in court, and the teen testified too, and the police officer did not object at trial. And now, after getting that many years, I think he thought he was going to beat this case because he's a police officer and they would have went with his side, and it didn't work. The essence of the prosecution's case was that on the night of December 12th, or December 29th back in 2012, the 17-year-old complainant was walking along Yalas Main Road after midnight, just after midnight. Now, the first thing I said to myself was, is was a 17-year-old at the outer door. I walked along Yalas Main Road after midnight. Somebody did want to hear more of the story. Well, she was out there walking after midnight when Williams, the police officer who was convicted, approached her in a vehicle and pulled up her foot. He asked what you doing outside on the road at this time of the night? After which she explained to him that my aunt just put me out of the house. I have nowhere to go. And he showed her his police identification card or badge, according to her, confirmed that he was a police officer. She entered the vehicle because he said to her, jump in the car, make me carry you go to the station. Let me drop you down at the station. The station was quite a ways away. According to the teen, she said she sat in the front of the vehicle and Williams, the officer, drove off. She said that she told him that she had been raped earlier that same evening also, after she get put out, So you can imagine predators are all around, like that quick. And she, as her auntie tell her to come out of the house, somebody already sight from close by say, yo, them kick out the girl and she don't have nowhere to go. Yo, my girl, come over here, so. And already raped her. And she explained this to the police officer, that this just happened to her as well, right? When they reached the Yalas courthouse, she said the police officer did not stop after she explained that to him. Even though she told him, stop, please stop. Over there some year ago. And she was showing him where she wanted to go, which was the police station. According to her, the cop continued and picked up speed and drove away for about half an hour to an hour. Away from the courthouse and then into the dark. And then he stopped on a road that was by a track where he started to question her. She's in the car. She's scared. He starts questioning her. She said when she asked him to take her to the police station, he said that he could not. She said, please, can I go back at the police station? He said, I can't do that. You have to go have some sex with me. The teen who said she by then, this time, was crying. She was in tears. She just, this police officer thinking she found somebody safe who is about to rescue her, and now she ended up in this again. She said instead of that, the teen said she was crying by this time, and she told Williams, she said, okay, listen, please, at least just let me out here so I let me walk home. I will find my way. However, she said he pulled off of the road and drove down into a track, which she described as a dark, bushy area, or a bushy area without lights. And then he came to a stop. She said while she was there in the car with the police officer, a vehicle passed. Another police vehicle passed them along the main road. And that vehicle stopped because that vehicle saw them down there. But check this out. The police officer, Williams, exited his vehicle, took his identification card and approached the police officers that had stopped up there. Because police stopped and want to know who down there in that car there and wanted to know. The teen said at that time when he went to go talk to them, she attempted to open the doors of the car. She realized that she can't open the door of the car them because him lock her in the car somehow. It was locked. And then she was trying to signal to them from inside the car, but they could not see her. And she was screaming out loud for them, and they could not hear her. She said that when they left, them drive off, he returned to the car, opened the car, got back in the car with her, and then he told her, yo, me just tell them, say, me down here with my little catty. He's down here with his woman, right? Police, I look out for police. And just me, man. Me down here with my little catty, you know what I say? And them drive off. So there goes her rescue. She said the cop again asked her, say, no, give me some sex. And she said, no. And then this is when he drew his firearm and continued pressuring her, now at gunpoint. When she again refused, he threatened her. to shoot her. So he had her at gunpoint. She said that the cop began to become even more upset. And the cop instructed her, take off your shorts and take off your panty too, which she did out of fear because she was convinced that he was going to kill her. After all, other police just come and he said the right things. Them drive gone. They're probably going to be covering for him. She don't want her body found down there so in bushes, right? So she said at gunpoint, he instructed her and she take off your shorts, take off your panties, she took off her shorts, took off her underwear out of fear. After which, he placed the gun on the floor of the car near where the brake pedal, the brakes and the pedals are. And then he moved to her side of the vehicle without getting out of the vehicle. So he climbed over on top of her and reclined the seat and began to do what he did. In the police report, it said, had intercourse with her. She said after the assault was done, he told her to pick up back the gun and put it on her and told her at gunpoint, give me your phone number. And she had to give him her phone number. So now she's under threat, right? That means him can track you. Give me your phone number. And then he took her to a bus stop. And then he gave her $100 for transportation. When the bus come, take the bus and go where you need to go. The child said the following day she received a call from a private number, but she recognized the voice as that same police officer. Call trace data confirmed that that cop had called that child as exactly as she reported it. During the trial, you see that? Call trace data confirmed that that cop had called that child exactly as she had reported it. During the trial, Williams denied the accusations. He admitted that he had picked her up and told her that he was a cop, but said that he did not draw or use his gun against her, and claimed that they ended up having intercourse, but it was consensual entirely. During the appeal, Williams' attorney argued that the trial judge failed to consider the evidence of a witness regarding the locking of the windows and the window mechanisms, and consequently misdirected himself in evaluating the teen's credibility. So in other words, his attorney is saying, lie the teen was telling, because we have a witness who said back then, there's no way him could have locked the car from inside. And she said, police car did pull up the road. And she tried escape because she would have run out of the car and ball out for the police them, right? But she realized she couldn't get out the car. And also, she was trying to signal them, but he's parked down in a one ditch area in the bush. They couldn't see her in the car. That was all his attorney had. He said if the trial judge had properly examined the evidence of both defense witnesses, which he said contradicted the child's account, the judge would have formed a different view of her accountability. The attorney said that this failure resulted in a wrongful conviction. Well, that did not fly in court because his conviction was upheld. And I do believe that he was guilty of exactly what that young lady or young girl said he was guilty of. You know what's crazy to me about this is how predatory, but I'm used to the world now. So me no. But I try to use these stories again to warn other people. Because somehow no wet behind the ears, Not because you older, you experience the world. Somehow no wet behind the ears. Somehow no don't even know danger when they're right there. So. A predator. That cop is an apex predator. Somebody said in the comments earlier, I'm sure that's not the first time he's done that. I am absolutely sure that the first time him do it. You don't do that comfortably and have your getaway. I would even go as far as to say him other squad of them were serving at the same area probably have wind of what he does. They probably don't know that he's a rapist. They probably have wind that, you know, him a down the same drive car girl go. When time him I go sex them. And they're probably thinking it's consensual. Remember, the age of consent in Jamaica is 16, you know. She was 17 at the time. But rape is rape, no matter what age. So if she was 17 at the time, the only thing he would have to prove in court is that the intercourse was consensual, because she can have consensual intercourse with an adult at the age of 17. She could even do it at 16. And that's what he was betting on. He was going, you know, one of those stories, who you think them are going to believe, me or you? You are one troubled teenager where them fling out of the house and you're there around the place and do your thing. And yeah, me a police officer. So I lie, she tell. She give me some, and now she want to talk about, I take it. And it didn't work for him. And I'm glad it didn't work for him. And I'm glad he went to an appeal and they shut it down. But to think of how predatory he was, like him just, this is like Jankro wait upon dead meat. You know, when something get killed, you see Jankro them start circle. When, before something even dies, you know, the Jankro them can pick up the scent, say, this I got dead soon. The Jankro won't swoop in until it's dead. But the Jankro is circling. The Jankro is circling. The minute the last breath left, down come the Jankro for tear flesh. That's how predatory that police officer was. The poor girl just get kicked out by her auntie. That's another thing I'm going to say, right? As a family member and adult, when you have them young people here in your care, what makes you think kicking a young girl out after midnight, just into the world? What makes you think anything is going to go better for her? You're literally sending her out there to get into exactly what happened to that young girl right there. There are predators out there waiting. They're always out there waiting. What happened, girl? Where you don't tell them hours a night? You know them young already. Them don't know if they hide story. And they're emotional. Them might go through something traumatic. My auntie just kicked me out. She will tell you the whole truth right away. My auntie just kicked me out. She don't have nowhere to go. You're either going to say, you know, so I have one place I can stay for the night and then tomorrow you can find somewhere. That's how it normally goes, right? But him being a police officer, come let me drop you down at the police station, because that's a long way for you to walk. So me badge here, man, me police. Just say, all right. Because you're taught to trust a police officer. That's why I think he should have gotten a damn life sentence back at that. Yeah. Super predatory. The auntie are wicked. The auntie are all wicked. And another thing that you want to think about is when you leave your child with family members and run off, gone overseas, things like them here happen. I don't know if it's so, but I was told that that's the auntie she was left in the care of because her parents duck off overseas. And they were going to eventually send for her. I hope if she see that story here, she can say, yeah, SouFlo, I did my story that, but my parents did overseas for real and rare. So one time somebody asked me the other day, would you leave your child in Jamaica and for them to go to school there and then bring them back to the US after they're finished with school? And I said, hell no. It was a personal thing. The people them cost me. Yeah, man, because you never have nothing good to say about Jamaica yet. I said, who are you talking about? I spend a lot of my time begging and telling my audience to don't forget Jamaica. Help people in Jamaica who need it. Invest in Jamaica. Make sure say you have some place there in case them fling you out of foreign. You're talking to the wrong person. I don't have nothing bad to say about Jamaica. But that's a personal question. You could do it because you have people you could trust like that. I couldn't do it because I don't have anybody in Jamaica that I could trust like that, where I would leave my precious children with them and expect them to treat my children them day in, day out like a feed them picnic. So no, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't leave mine there. Predators are everywhere. It's the older cousin that's in the house. It's your auntie, is your auntie big son. It's your uncle, your auntie husband. Is even your auntie where you get left with. Is your like no. I want to see me picking them every day. That means me can't look them in them face every day. You alright? Anybody did anything to you? You know what I'm saying? Auntie fling out the girl in the middle of the night. Me can't imagine how that the conversation they go. Or you think your woman come out of my BBC house. And now she walk road and a police officer of all people. Now, when she get fling out, you know, somebody else already do what them do and she tell the police, you know. So after her auntie fling her out just now, somebody take her and grape her already. And now she just walk the road. Oh God. You can imagine the level of trauma what she did in already. And the police officer violated even further. He was supposed to save her and be her saving grace. He violated her even further. He violated a girl who already told you I just got violated after my auntie took me out, fling me out of the house. Instead of you say where that happened to you. So your auntie fling you out, where did that happen to you just now? I'm gonna look for who do that to her. You take her, carry her, go a bush, go do the same thing to her too. You should have got life. You should have got life. Wicked. You know? We're saying in the middle of the night, how do you live with yourself knowing what happened to her because you told her to leave? People don't care. People don't care. And that's the part that a lot of people don't get, especially young people. When young people get to the age where they realize that people really don't care is when they actually start to... Because them, you get victimized when you believe that people care. People really don't care. Nobody cares about you beyond... I'm going to help you, you know. But nobody not going to help you for too long. You know what I'm saying? After a while, listen, you have to get up and go do something for your own. You know, me help you enough already. Go and buy your business. After that, he's a user, you know, can look from when me I help him. I know. Him still want more help. People really don't care. But her auntie started a chain of events. So if y'all have any of these troubled teenagers in your care, man, I'm just saying, like, you carry them, go drop them at police station. At least you know, say, that's how she go. But you don't kick a child out in the middle of the night. If you want even be vindictive, tell her if you come out of the house and go sleep on the veranda. At least you can look through your window and say, Stacey, lay down on the veranda out there. But you tell her if you left property, move, go and walk road. Them place the bushy as hell already. And the police violate her more after she done explain to him. That's one of the worst hurt that you can get in life is when you explain to somebody how you've been hurt before and them act like them are going to save you from that and them end up do the same thing to you or even worse. That goes for a relationship. That goes, can we see this happening in a relationship already? All the time. Woman meet man, she gets comfortable and finally divulge. You know, the last guy I was with, he blacked my eye. This man used to beat me for no damn reason. And this new man over there talk about, damn, you don't have no brother? Because if a man did that to my sister, I'm killing him. Straight up. I would never do that to you, babe. And she start feel safe until she get that first thump there in her eye. You can imagine the shock to the system is like, damn. It kind of make the victim feel like, is there something about me that attract this? Me tell that person here this. How come me couldn't see that? I ran from that to that. Life in prison that Ross should have get. Our auntie didn't care. I'm willing to bet she didn't care. I'm not throwing no family member out of the house in a middle of the night. And you would have to do something where I feel like everybody in the house is completely unsafe. And if that's the case, I'm calling somebody to come pick you up. You know? But that's Jamaica. In the US, you could say that's child neglect. But that's Jamaica. Jamaica don't have that She a go on like she a big woman. Me tell her, come out. They're not going to charge you with child neglect. Boy. So yeah, the joy in this story for me is that he got 12 years in prison. He's supposed to do at least 10 before he is eligible for parole, or 15. He got 15 years and he's supposed to do at least 10 before he's eligible for parole. If you think about it, he got sentenced in 2021. He's already halfway through his sentence. And he will be registered in the sex offenders registry once he has completed his sentence. That is that. The sex offenders registry, by the way, is private, so nobody will know that he went to prison for that. He will move back into the community and he will continue. Yo, why you did that all them years, yeah? Why not somebody you get a visa and go over, so? Yeah, man, me get a good job in Miami, you know? And then me move go to Cayman Islands and thing and come back in our place now, good still. Nobody's going to know any different. And he could actually move back around that area where his victim was victimized by him. There's nothing stopping him from doing it. So those are the laws also that need some overhauling and some updating. Yeah, Naya TV, the sex offenders registry in Jamaica is private. Only a few privileged people are able to see it, like police officers who are working a case or something like that. What you said to Irie, the Jamaica justice system continues to enable these kinds of behaviors by holding on to outdated laws that no longer reflect today's realities. Absolutely. And we've been talking about this for years now. And we've been talking about publicizing that thing for years. You know, when we did do one show one time when I said that the sex offenders registry in Jamaica needs to be public. I was surprised that the Jamaican people was telling me, no, it shouldn't be public. No, SouFLo, it shouldn't be public. Because you know how the people them do at Jamaica already. I kill them, I go find them Monday and kill them. I said, well, you know, that might be a good deterrent. Because if I know that they're going to put me on a public registry, you know what I'm saying? If I know that they're going to put me on a public registry, everybody are going to know, say, this me do. That's number one for not doing it. Don't y'all realize that you're protecting these people by advocating for that registry to remain private? Hey, you know? When you say, what's the point of being private? What the F? Who them helping? The predator. Hey, the predator. That's who it's helping. The predator. Because only the predator know. And only the police officer there, only his friend them are going to know, say him depend that there. And his friends won't even be looking for him on there. Because his friends are going to be his friends. Right? Nobody will know. You move to our next parish and carry on with your life like nothing happened. Nobody will know. Our final story of the morning is the school bus system. You know, let's take this call real quick. Live on the air with SouFLo. Good morning.
Flo.
Yeah, brother.
What's up? Yeah, my question. When something like that happens, when you promise to serve and protect, you know, if it's here in America, something like that, you're going to sue the state for trauma.
Absolutely.
All these things.
Absolutely.
What's the difference in Jamaica?
If I did that here, first of all, he would have significant amount of years in prison. They get ridiculous number of years in prison for doing something like that. So you're talking about some 35, 45 years before eligible for parole off of that. That's first of all. The first thing in Jamaica is they're too lenient with these type of sentence for these types of crimes. Second, suing the state and for negligence and a police officer did this to a civilian is just non-existent. It's just not, it's a different system.
So in America, you know that taking time from school, seeing a therapist, you know, and all these things, you'll be rewarded, you know, to go to court, you know, all these, you know, if you have work and you have to leave work. But in Jamaica, after you have been abused, all you have to do is find time to go to court like 10 times and nothing comes out of it. The guy gets sentenced and you walk away with your trauma.
Right.
For the rest of your life. You don't even marry because you don't trust man, you don't trust police, you don't have any kids, your future mess up.
You're paranoid because you're thinking that police officer is coming back to get you because he only get short time in prison.
And then we send him friends.
Or we send him police friend them feel.
And nothing, and you can't even go in a witness protection program.
Right.
Or them send you to America and just, you know, make you get help. There's no system for us?
No system, bro.
Damn.
No system. Trauma, and you have to go find a way to deal with that. Hopefully you don't end up at Bellevue because then you will get some free counseling.
And then for the rest of your life. And if you do get a child, you just hate and beat them because, and if something happened in your community, you don't trust the police, so you just cut your eye and mind your business.
Because you know what happened to you.
Yeah. And how you think we can change this?
Make the sex offenders registry public, first of all. Let's start there. Let's start by making the sex offenders registry in Jamaica public. Let me start this up. We're talking about people who have been tried and convicted and evidence sent them to prison. Them do what them do. Let's make that public so the rest of the country is aware of who these people are and where they're at around us, so we can start to, and then it will also create a deterrent for anybody else who's thinking, because right now, you know, a person who is a predator, sexual predator, Jamaica is a playground for you. Because for one, you might not get caught. And then for two, if you do get caught, nobody is going to know. Nobody's going to know. You see, if you do that here in the US, everybody are going to know. Because all you have to do is put your name in a one database and it's going to show up, oh, he's a sexual predator in New York. Or he was a there's a guy who is a vlogger, I guess, who somebody told me back in the day, oh, SouFlo, you need to listen to what this guy is saying because he might expose all of the big name them in Jamaica, like Andrew Holness and all of them, because he come from uptown and he goes to the secret parties that they have and whatever. Nigel, our Minister of Finance, was one of the people he was so-called exposing, right? Now remember, I don't have no allegiance to no political party, but I'm not going to just go spew something out there about Minister of Finance and the Prime Minister. So may I check my source. So I asked them, I said, what the guy, who his name? Give me the name. They gave me the name. I went and did a background check on the guy. The guy was a sex offender, a registered sex offender in New York. And him runner from New York come down to Florida, where his sexual offense was against a young boy in New York. And he had multiple offenses. So when me tell the people them, when I did my follow-up video to it, and I told the people them, say, his credibility is shot to me. So I don't want to hear anything that he has to say about Nigel Clark or the Prime Minister because I'm talking to a sex offender. And he's convicted sex offender.
Damn.
Yeah.
So my question, is it poor, a crime, or licky and ready eye?
Well, wait, Jerome, but do you see how I was able to track that about him?
Yeah.
You can't do that in Jamaica. You can't do that in Jamaica. I think this is the name right here. But you can't do that in Jamaica.
Because the thing is that, like I can imagine you're in Jamaica, you have a dear phone. Somebody see it and love it and ask you, me like a phone, you say, you want one, me can buy you one, For real? Yeah, man, I mean, just check me later at KFC or down by the hotel. And because them licky and ready, them go sleep with the person for your phone. So we have to understand that sometimes, I'm not even talking about the victim. We just have to talk about some of our mentality. Even big women, you don't even have to talk about little girls. Even big people sometimes, then we do certain things and then go feed them husband with steak and fish fillet and so on, where them get from the next person. So sometimes then you look into these things. We have to just know, say, don't put your basket where we can't reach it.
The next person whom I did do that to as well was, and this is just being able to look up people that I'm trying to tell you all, said the importance of publicizing the sex offenders registry in Jamaica is super important. The man was named Mr. Handsome.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like, you know me, I don't like talk bad about people. But somebody was like, yo, SouFlo, Mr. Handsome said this and Mr. Handsome said that. So I said, who is this Mr. Handsome? And they're like, he's mostly on Facebook. He's not really on YouTube. Go check him out, man. He be saying some real stuff. And I said, oh, you know that you tell us the man here, I think him is like a comedian. Him do skits and stuff. And I like, you skit them. One day, I forgot what the topic was and he was talking about it. But you see me, before me regurgitate what anybody said, me always vet my source. So I went to go dig up his background because them say, I think him get deported from the US, And I said, oh, really? Because I don't hear him mentioning that. So I went and do some digging and boom. One sex offenders case pop up on him too. And a boy picked me too.
Flow.
You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah, man.
Boy, Jerome, Jamaica, when you ask where we need to start, we need to start by publicizing the sex offenders registry in Jamaica. That's where we need to start.
But I'm going to run now, but I still want to make people understand. Even if you have a child and the child rude, disrespectful, wait till a morning, beat them or wait till a morning and you carry them go somewhere or whatever, or discipline them. You don't put a little
put
child
them out on the street in the middle of the night, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
You just don't do that. You vex with them and you tough up your face, and when morning come, you deal with it or you go down a station and you make your warning. But you just don't throw a child out in the middle of the night. Some people wouldn't even let out them dog in the middle of the night.
Exactly.
You also carry, bounce them or what, anything can happen. But you let out a child and run them in the middle of the night to go where?
To go right into what happened to them.
And then the most person you trust in life, where you were taught to trust the police, you go in the arms of the worst person ever when you're going through the worst time ever. Because it's traumatized when you hear it as a kid, come out of my house, leave.
What's when them see us?
And when them see
you have to leave.
And now, so you go through that, your heart a beat, you don't know where to go, you don't know where to sleep, and then boom, only to make your night more worse. A police pull up on you and say, yes, Papa Jesus, when
you feel like you get saved now, not true?
So sometimes we have to take serious things to laugh, But
no, brother.
When you think you reach victory and you reach light at the end of the tunnel, when you just realize that I buried them under the tunnel. Me wish you did scream or mash out the windscreen when the police them did pull up.
In the middle of all that, she probably so scared because she's probably there thinking she's gonna get killed. She's probably there thinking they are a part of it. After she did a wave and nobody now pay attention to her, she probably thinking them know what going to, better me just stop and just stay quiet from here, son.
One more question, Flo. Do you think that if it was up here and they're prosecuting, you think they'll put APB and just watch those cops that pull up that night and see if they're a part of it, question them truly?
Absolutely. Remember, the police up here can't go just any which part they want to, They have what's called a beat. So they have designated areas that they cover. And anything is outside of your jurisdiction to cover is another cop's jurisdiction that you're gone into. So unless that police officer is communicating with you, asking for help in his jurisdiction, you have no right being over there. So you can't just drive go anywhere, go park up in a dark corner. And all their vehicles have trackers on them. So if you're parked up in a corner somewhere in some dark bush, it wouldn't work. You would have to have valid reason, like you were led there and you had something under surveillance or something like that, and you have to can show for that. So it's just run different.
Being in Jamaica, having sex in your car in public is not a crime.
I don't think so. Can't remember the police officer who did nyam the Roman raisin from off of the.
Yo, John, no star, you have to go there.
Because that's true. And it was in the middle of the day, Jerome, and the power crowded street. So, you know, remember a police officer that nyam the Roman raisin off of the woman something. And she was well spread out in the back seat of the car. And
maybe the Lord
how
may say have sex. They may not see that as him having sex. Him have too much muscle in his tongue. He have an eating disorder.
And that did not go on. Well, I don't even think him lose him job or nothing, you know. I don't even think him did lose him job or anything.
The man make Roman raisin just stay on the shelf and now come off.
Now come off. Nobody know what that's again.
Big up yourself.
All right, brother.
Yeah.
All right, so. What you say, Mr. Bram, if you put me out, me not walking, you go under house bottom. You can be like me, you go down outside kitchen. But me not go road them time, them hours day and night, rolling calf out there. Me I go under house bottom or somewhere close to the house. My grandmother, Miss Ruby when Miss Ruby used to try beat, we used to run out of the house, right? And go around at the back of the house, and when she come around, we go around at the front and go around and so. And then she used to say, "It's all right, you can stay out there. Your great-grandparents not too pleased with what you did earlier, so they will be coming to visit you." And we family burial ground not too far from the back of the house. So as it start get dark, any little breeze blow, you know, you're in a country and breeze blow and the light, the one bulb where might be shining from somewhere, or the moonlight and the tree them a reflect off of the house back, and then them rocks so in the breeze. Me swear me see rolling calf and me see my great grandmother. I see me a beg for go inside at this point. So no, I'm not going outside. Them couldn't throw me out. But my people wouldn't have done that though. I was fortunate enough to have that where me never get treated them kind of way there. Me get licked, but them not throw me out. Them keep me so them can't beat me. You know? The school bus system. All right. The school bus system now is something else. You know, say I know the school bus system alone, we have to take off one of them here. How am I going to do this by... Oh, no. I do have until 11. Okay. While we're on the femicide issue, right? A resident of the usually quiet Glenmuir Drive in Maypen, Clarendon, is still shaken after recalling the horrifying moment that a terrified 12-year-old boy came tearing through the streets late Sunday night, crying out that his mother had been killed, allegedly by her spouse, who the police has named as Tony Thompson, and he is the main suspect in her murder. If you look at the icon for this video this morning, you will see like a nice house. One of them houses that was some of us that we want to build up for ourselves when we retire. Well, that house, you see the lady in the blue outfit standing in front of that house. This is who this story is about. And this is from Clarendon, my place. The resident recalled the boy tearing through the street in the middle of the night, bawling loud, begging for help. The resident recalled, she said, he was trembling and frantic, and he was begging for help. Just minutes after hearing his mother's ear-piercing screams from behind a locked bedroom door, and later seeing her laying there inside of the house with multiple chop wounds all over her body. The deceased has been identified as 46-year-old Jennifer Williamson, who is a caregiver. Police reports are that around 10:30 p.m. on Sunday, Williamson was inside one of the bedrooms with her spouse when her 12-year-old son reportedly heard her screaming, a blood-curdling scream. The child reportedly went to the bedroom, but the bedroom door was locked. And he tried to open the door, but his efforts were futile. The alleged suspect later opened the door and fled the scene carrying a bloody machete in his hand. The child reportedly found his mother suffering from chop wounds to the head, to the abdomen, to the hands, both hands, and another occupant of the house reportedly assisted in taking the injured woman to the hospital where she was pronounced dead. The gruesome discovery and the child's desperate dash into the night have left the community stunned. This is usually a very quiet community where nothing happens here. Another one. One of them said, boy, rough enough. He said to a journalist following the counseling session at the Maypen police station, because they had counseling session for the, you see, Jamaica, we're behind on some things, but we're moving forward and we're developing. Albeit some people will say we're developing at a slow pace and we can go a little bit faster and we can do more, but they had counseling session available already for the residents of this community after they had witnessed what they had witnessed, right? So one of them said, boy, it's rough enough. Right after they finished the counseling session. The deceased is a mother of 6, including a 10-year-old twins she has. And she was reportedly attacked inside of her home during what residents theorize as the violent climax of a long-standing domestic dispute involving her spouse. You see, I tell people all the time, say, once you feel that love is gone, matter of fact, love ain't no feeling thing. Love is a doing thing. Once you feel the respect gone, go with the respect wherever it went. Left. And don't stay around in any relationship for the argument them get out of control. We talk about this all the time, right? When the argument them reach, dirty thinking, girl. Yeah, F you too thinking, boy. Go suck your mother blood. When you stay and you stay, and then tomorrow on talk about we made up. And we're in the storm. There's just certain levels where you can sense that violence. Even the residents knew it. One of the residents said that Sunday's fatal incident stemmed from an ongoing conflict that is tied to the woman's living arrangement on that property, which the resident said is actually owned by her spouse's relatives. The same man will chop her up. A theme relatives own the house. One of them big house there, 2-story house, nice gate, nice yard. I guess he wanted her to move out of the house because the relationship done. The spouse relatives had reportedly told Williamson that she could stay at the house while she worked to get back to a place of stability. That's how him family members tell her, you know, she could stay there because of them own it while she worked to get back to stability. Then the reporters were told that the relationship between the couple had reportedly gone sour and tensions had been brewing for some time because him wanted her to move out. She has 6 kids, including a set of twins. Sources said that amid this mounting tension at the home, Williamson left the Clarendon home for a period to cool out. That's her. She left to cool out while searching for another place to live. According to news media, they understand that Williamson had just returned that day from Kingston when she was attacked. Did she take the children with her when she left, or did she leave the picnic them with him? And probably feel some resentment. Probably feel like she find new man. Allegations are that the conflict erupted over her continued presence at the house, with the suspect constantly insisting that she needs to leave. Residents also pointed to what they described as a sign of deepening dispute, including the disconnection of electricity at the home. The children, they said, had reportedly been forced to charge their devices at the neighbor's house, a situation they believe underscored the strain and instability that had become a part of the family's daily reality. I don't want to curse, but I'm going to try to keep it clean because I know grown people on here who, you're not too into the cussing thing, but you see man like them there? You see man, I'm sure she didn't drop 6 kids overnight. I'm sure she never dropped 6 kids overnight and surprise you. You have been together for a long time. Maybe, I mean, some of them kids, they have to be yours. Unless she was just having a bag of kids with somebody else while I feel. You know, as a father, right? One of my main concerns always is the well-being of the mother of my children. Hear me out. Because if the mother of the children not okay, the children not going to be okay either. You see what I say? And I say, your mind, woman, after you left them, you know, it's you taking care of your children by making sure that the mother, okay, like for instance, where was she supposed to go with 6 children? You just tell the woman to left. She tell us that she don't have anywhere to go. Your family members know she don't have anywhere to go. They who own the house tell her she can stay there until she get on her feet with the picnic them. And you disconnect all the electricity so the picnic them have to go charge them tablet at the neighbor house next door. What an embarrassment. You wanted her gone from there that bad. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Now make no excuse about your stay for picnic neither. That part, you're the finest. Don't make no excuse about your stay for picnic. Some people stay for picnic and create a hell. A hellhole. You know, I was reading something a couple of days ago where the brother said, man, listen, it's better to have 2 happy homes than to have 1 hellhole as a home. And I felt that. We are the Siamese twin. Me never born attached to you. We can definitely go separate ways. If it comes down to where the house is just hell to live in, I gotta go, or you have to go. One day we have to go. But me not stay around there until we start chop up each other in there, and me want to go on so bad, me willing to do violence, and me cut off light and cut off the water, and you still have to stay in there because you have nowhere to go. Yeah, there's no stay because of no children, nothing. People stay for different reasons and blame it upon children, but they must stay for children. People stay for manipulation, them stay for control. They stay because that's where they could exact their revenge. As long as you're still there, as long as them still there. But the fact that he cut the light off and disconnect services to the house and all these kind of things, and then chop up the woman. You cut the light off and she was still there. Obviously, she don't have nowhere to go. Shame broke neck, you know. Shame broke neck. You can't imagine how humiliated she was already feeling, knowing I'm in the big house with no electricity. Everybody can see, so we don't have no electricity. Denise, I'm because like I said, you Denise, I don't believe you. I don't believe you. There's no way you cuss like a sailor, Denise. Mr. Bram, that's so real. Mr. Bram says he wants her to go back to where he met her, but now it's with 6 kids, not 1. I would tell any man this, yo. You don't have to deal with your baby mother. If it didn't work out as a couple and you moved on, you have to still make sure, though, especially that's where your children live, that's who they're with. You have to make sure that she all right, because one thing we know about women, you see, that when them start feel pressure, most women, notice I said most women that I've come across in my lifetime, once they start feel pressure, guess who starts feeling the pressure too? Your children. Your children. So if you as a man actually really care about your kids, you'll make sure so the mother all right. Because once she starts feel pressure, she'll take you out by your picnic them. Yeah. And a lot of the times they do it without even thinking about doing it. Anyway, residents pointed to what they described as signs of a deepening dispute, including the disconnection of electricity from the home. Others say the water was disconnected too. The children, they said, had reportedly been forced to charge their devices at the neighbor's house, a situation they believe underscored the strain and instability that had become part of the family's daily reality. The fruit man wanted her out of the house. This is where I see a lot of people in the comment section saying, wait there. No way name that was selling me my fruits them. I can't believe Sam do something like that. He's like the nicest person. One neighbor said the fruits man wanted her out of the house. But me say, if the owner gave her permission to stay there, then what you harass her for? Because the theme house, you know, is in family house. But in family, feel good about her or care for the children them. They don't live there. They just give her the property or permission to continue to stay in the property till she get herself together. The next person said, boy, I feel it, man. Me no eat. Me I tell you. The residents insisted that the incident does not reflect the true character of this community, though. So once the Gleaner went over there and they did their investigation on Monday, and they said that an eerie stillness hung over the two-story house, a stark contrast to the chaos and terror residents said unfolded there the night before. The police are urging Thomas, the fruit vendor, to turn himself in. And anybody with information of his whereabouts, please contact the Maypen Police, 876-986-2208, or just call 119. Easier for you to remember and say what you know. But they're looking for him because him chop up the woman and run gone. Why? Relationship, relation boat, relation canoe. Sometimes it's better for day night by yourself. You can row your little relation boat or relation canoe going down the stream, and you don't have to worry about, like Mr. Bram, I'm loving me right now. No man define me. Sometimes it's good like that. Just to be alone. Just to be away from. Yeah, it's a big... You notice that the people them who always kill are always... Two things I'll tell my Jamaican people them like this. All the people when I say kill, they always don't want to die. I saw a video out of Jamaica where the man waved the machete around and he might tell the woman about, oh, me chop up your baby, girl, me chop up your blood. And he was talking to a much older woman, to like somebody like in my grandmother age group. I mean, I said, well, the man are going so aggressive towards this older woman who look like you should be having some respect for. And then I tell her about, hey, girl, me chop up your bumper clot and this. You know, so one policeman did them nearby and the policeman pull up, right? And the policeman rush up on him. If you hear the man beg, the man was begging for his life. I say, I wonder if the policeman will kill him. Because the way how he was begging, and I'm like, you have the machete threatening the woman like you wave machete like you're going to chop her for real. Why are you begging for your life? They always do that. Them love kill and them afraid for dead. And the next thing I realize is the ones them that always do like bad man something, gangster something, when police hold them, nobody beg like them. It ain't all what it seems. Everybody tough until police and soldiers show up. That's why I'm telling us that me choose my gang and me go with the gang where when we show up, everybody run. Yeah. All right. I can't say nothing about may her soul rest in peace and all that. May they find him. May justice be served. And may her children get the help that they need. A mother of 6. When you kill a mother of 6 and you not a good father. Because if you were a good father, you wouldn't have done that in the first place. You left those children with no parents. You left the picnic them with no parents. So you never care about even the kids them. Yeah? Oh, Denise said, me just love Jesus SouFlo. That's where it's at. And him did cuss too. Jesus did cuss too? You have to go show me that Bible verse there. You have to go show me where you hear that Jesus did cuss too. And me want to hear which cuss him did do. Denise is over here making stuff up, y'all. Because I couldn't believe said Denise curse. Denise said she cuss like sailor. Yeah, Audrey, them talk big and tough until police or soldier grab them. Nobody beg like them. I have never seen police grab not one of them. Like really grab them. And them say, do what you want to do. Me no business. Or continue to fight. They'll talk tough before. Don't y'all notice that all the man them where I'll commit the hit, like man go tell people about, yeah man, me doing murder for you. Give me 500 US. Cause life cheap, you know. Them do it for way less too. Don't you notice when they get caught in Jamaica, they always tell? Every hitman story that I have done out of Jamaica, except for one, and I'm gonna tell you which one it was. Just for show you, say I'm gonna one. Every hitman story I've covered out of Jamaica in the last decade is only one killer. Never tell the whole story. And every rotted one of them tell. Them tell who sent them, how much them get paid, how them find the victim the day them kill them, and everything else. The only one that did not tell was the one who they killed the lady in the church while them did it, and it's on video. They were in there praise and worshiping in the church. The woman stand up there in her whites and she hallelujah, hallelujah, and never knows that the youth was sit down behind her and the gunman were come to kill her, and the car was waiting down at the end of the street. And them shoot her up in the church in mid-service and run out of the church. Because her husband had died and left a whole heap of things. She was a bank manager. I'm gonna look up the story or even see my video. My video have probably 100 or something thousand views on it. Because the video start out with the explosion of the guns in the church and church members them are run around crazy. He's the only person that did not tell. Because them catch him. And them ask him, why did you target this woman? The man said, no, I have nothing to say. Man, you know, everybody know who sanctioned him for do that hit there, you know. Eyewitnesses said they saw XYZ individual, even one police officer said he saw XYZ individual down at the end of the street from the church, sitting in a car with the engine running. The car where the killer left the scene in was described as that same car. That individual is the son of the man who died and left all of the stuff. But remember the story? It's like she got all that stuff and she must say they never want to give any of the dead left to his children. And them say, you have a dead left all right too. You know, I share up what my father left, you have a dead left all right too. And there was this big conversation around that. Like, how do y'all know that he didn't die and leave a lot of bills that she had to go cover up, take over, you know, before they start divide up assets? House, yeah, so house, that's so how much the coaster up on the road and taxi on the road and this business and that business. You know, he had a lot of stuff going on. How do y'all know that it wasn't her that signed for loans that he took out to get these businesses going, that she will now have to pay off that he's gone? That was the chain of conversation. But remember, one of the pick of them say, him dead gone left everything. That woman act like that woman act like a witch. Just scrape up the whole of the father things I know and left out the whole line pick of them. Well, she got dead left everything too. And sure enough, before the week was out, them catch her in a church, in a service. She dead left everything too. Yeah. All right, 2Ira, big up yourself. All right. Have a wonderful day, fam. All right. You remember the story of Roddy's daughter? Moving on to our last topic for the morning. So stakeholders in education and transportation say that they are not enthused by the response of the parents and the students at the National Rural School Bus Program, which government spent more than $1 billion with a B dollars to implement. It's like them not using it enough. On Tuesday, at the Ministry of Energy, the Transport and Telecommunications in St. Andrew, Minister Darrell Vaz announced that the 110 used buses that he promised would be acquired for usage under the program has been handed over to the Jamaica Urban Transit Company, JUTC. According to the minister, between 70 and 80% of these buses are deployed each day, transporting roughly 16,000 students across Jamaica to and from school. He said that there has not been a constant rollout of the full complement of buses due to mechanical issues and other problems. The cost for students to travel on these buses is $50 whenever they're using their electronic bus card, which their parents still fail to top up even if they sign up for their child to receive the cards. Even while there were numerous positive highlights with the program, Richard Trop, the Director of Safety and Security in the Ministry of Education, highlighted some of the problems that are causing a lower than expected take-up of the services, including the fact that many of these students prefer to take transportation that plays loud, lewd, derogatory music and other things that they aren't supposed to be exposed to as children. Remember, the school bus have regulation. Girl can't sit down in a bar up in there. No feel up can't go on. No derogatory language can't be used. I can carry on inside them. They have to go a certain kind of way. Them prefer to take public transportation or some other transportation. I want to speak now to the students. What are we seeking in the rural parishes? It should not come to you as a surprise, because even in Kingston metropolitan area, you still have children making the choice to take the shatter vehicles. Still making the decision to take the shatter vehicles, to take the buses that play loud, lewd music. As children, you also must remember that you have a responsibility for your own personal safety. The government of Jamaica has invested in these buses to provide affordability, reliable and safe transportation services for you. So even if the parents and the guardians are struggling to buy into the program, the children have a responsibility to go to their parents and say that, listen, mommy or daddy, it is a good program. Trop also added that he felt that there was not enough public relations done to sensitize the parents and the students them. In other words, some public education needs to be happening where you go out on a campaign and let the parents know the dangers that your children could be avoiding while taking these buses. So, in reference, wait there, Denny's give a Bible verse, you know. Me I go keep that on the screen. In reference to some of the bus experience challenges, Minister Vaz said that some of them shut down for the slightest reason. He might talk about the bus them where him go by. When time Marky Mark was saying that the buses are going to be a problem and that you are buying America old junk and you could have gotten new buses, different buses that would handle our terrain better, and you could have got them new instead of buying buses that probably have problems. You remember how it cost them? Move on, go. I win and no one win election. You know, I look away into the election and now listen to what you are saying, Mr. Vaz. You are now saying that some of the buses them shut down for the slightest reason. Isn't that a thing? And about 70 to 80%, about 70% operating because the rest is due to mechanical issues and other issues. Already. Truth be told, is that the buses that we bought, they are performing. Yes, there are some issues in terms of road condition, but all in all, we are rolling out over 80 buses per day of the 100. The bottom line is that there were technological challenges in terms of computer and the process used. There is a safety mechanism that shuts it down for the slightest little thing. Ideally, we are where we are in terms of new buses. We're well advanced in that. And as we move along, you will be kept abreast as to the stages where we are. It is a learning curve, the minister said, highlighting that more than $2 billion will be spent in this fiscal year to acquire 100 brand new buses to be deployed under the program. What? I mean, I think that they happen already. So they're going to buy another 100 buses for another $2 billion? What? Wait there. Let me read this again. Come on, must not say this right. Let me fix my glasses. It is a learning curve. This is Darrell Vaz talking. He said it is a learning curve. The minister said, highlighting that more than $2 billion will be spent this fiscal year to acquire 100 brand new buses to be deployed under the program. So I'm going to spend $1 billion to acquire 100 used buses and them start pop down. And now I'm going to use $2 billion to hire one next 100 or to get a next 100, but this time you're going to make sure they're brand new. Got it. Shouldn't you have listened to Mark Golding though the first time around, where Mark Golding said y'all could have procured those buses? So, you know what? Let me keep on going through this rotted right so. There is a very lackadaisical tendency, he said, in relation to the parents and the interaction with the school and the students. And it is not limited to just the school, but it is a mindset, Darrell Vaz said. The fact of the matter is that it is very difficult to get the cooperation of the majority of the parents when it comes to activities at the schools that benefit the children. And pretty much the children at the school are left on their own in terms of as well. So basically, no parents is forcing their children, you better go on the school bus, you know. That's what he wants, and he's saying that no parents is forcing them to do it. 1.4 billion spent, right, to get these, and they're about to this year spend another 2 billion to get the next 100. Something all right. Remember when Ninja Man used to say, something all right, something not right. Vaz also highlighted that the 74 routes that has been activated, they serve more than 340 schools. That is almost 50% of the rural schools. These routes were selected based on student geographic need and accessibility challenges in rural communities. Buses, remember me telling us say them buy the bus first, then they try to figure out if the roads in these communities could handle the bus. They didn't go see the roads first. They bought the buses first. That is why places like where I come from, because which part me come from, I don't know easy terrain to go up there so. We have some rotted gully which part I come from, you see. It is sometimes I just God carry go around some corner here and anyhow vehicle go over there, so just know say it's death and destruction. I've done vlogs there before, and when I'm in Jamaica again, I will do even better vlogs. Because I have a drone now when I go fly over them area just to show you. When we talk about precipice, a precipice we are talking about. These big bus where him go by, them they can't go up which part me come from. My uncle them used to run bus, and them used to have to park the bus up at one place and walk, go in the rest of the way. Or is hell and powder house to carry them bus there, go up and through these areas. So it's going to be interesting to see. And again, Mark Golding was saying those buses, them big and them old, and they don't suit our rural terrain. And he was right. He was right. So now Vaz is saying, remember election gone, you know, we feel like said the whole of country get bus. Now he's saying about 50% of rural bus routes in the country, in the rural side, are covered. 50%. That means the next 50% is not covered, does not get any service. And my place are one of them. Again, that is almost 50% of rural schools. These routes were selected based on student geographic need and accessibility challenges in rural communities. Buses operate from 5:30 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. in the morning and from 3:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. in the evening. You would have seen the post on social media by the minister and JUTC showing the technology that is being used, which is showing clearly that parents can actually see when their children board the bus, when their children disembark from the bus in the morning, and the same thing in the evening. I like that. I like that. If I can see when we quickly get on the bus, because I would be a parent that's telling my child, you better go on the rotted bus, you know. Don't make me and you have no problem. You get on the bus, and you get off when you get to school, and evening time, you better find yourself on the bus to come home, right? The minister also acknowledged that some buses have been involved in accidents, but said that thankfully there were no injuries, no fatalities. There was one serious injury of a passenger that collided with one of the buses, and we were able to get immediate footage of the bus using the technology. And the bus with the cameras on the outside of the bus and on the inside of the bus, which obviously helps the police to be able to do their investigations much quicker. And hopefully sooner than later, we will be able to have the app that is working so that the parents can actually go on the app and get all the details that they would want in terms of the routes, etc. 2 billion about to be spent this fiscal school year. That is in short order because the school year already started. So we are talking about from now till the end of the school year. Another 2 billion. That's the update about the bus. They have complaints. The parents aren't telling their kids to get on the bus. The children are left up to their own device, and they're choosing to not take the bus as much as they would like for the children to be so. If that was back in this room, office set time, so make sure you catch the bus. Whether it's going or coming, don't miss that bus. And that is that. Apparently, we live in a different time, right? Where a lot of parents can't tell them pick me what to do. I would encourage my Jamaican parents, though, to tell their children to actually utilize these buses. They're there. we wanted this for you for the longest, and there's a lot of safety in being on these buses. Because without the bus, you have to go take public transportation, walk in the darkness, or leave yourself open to the mercy of the world. Lots of predators are out there. All these other things, Where saying thief the money and buy a mansion in Florida. Ross. Me don't know nothing about that, But I heard stories of some money laundering stuff going on as far as these buses are concerned. I don't know. I also heard, which I can't prove, that the buses, the $1 billion that was spent on the first 100 buses, that at auction, those buses auction off for $2 and $5 and these kind of things. Live on the air with SouFLo. Good morning.
Good morning, good morning.
Good morning, family. How you doing?
My heart hurt me.
Yeah. All right, come tell me how I go on.
Daryl Bars are go on. He never stop keep. Okay, so I'm spending 1.4 million.
Billion.
On a billion. On the buses that 60 still didn't arrive in the country yet because they were supposed to come from July.
Whoa, wait. So the 100 bus not there?
The 110 was supposed to be there.
Okay.
60 not come yet, over 50 did come.
I lie.
Yeah. So guess what happened? These buses are dead traps. Children have asthma attacking at them because the fumes from them, they are the reason why America stopped using these buses. These buses are sent to places that people want to use for library. Some use it for, like you have a medical day. That's what they use these old buses for. Not to send to third world country to kill more people.
Junkyard.
Yes, a junkyard. They get them free from. So how them come up with their money? And a whole heap of things where you don't know, because you know watch other people things, but enough things where you don't know. You understand? The man said this is his last election, and he might go home, go sit down with him grandchildren.
I get that.
And all of the people them who bad mind him, them dark and dumb and stupid. Him said that. The video is there.
I got information from what's that guy name who used to be an FBI agent?
Yeah, Rattigan.
Mr. Rattigan.
Yep.
So I breezed by Mr. Rattigan channel back in when the election was going on, and he was talking about the buses. And yes, and that's where I got some information that Mr. Rattigan actually said he went and did an investigation for himself. And he actually purchased one of them buses there for $1. Because the bus, they give them away at auction. And true, nobody don't want them. They'll be like, oh, we got one starting at $1 here, $1, can we get a bus for $1? And after them say $1, nobody else don't answer. So you can literally buy the bus for $1.
Yeah, $1. So you tell me now, you think Miss Ruby would want you in a bus like that?
Me wouldn't want in a bus like that.
There you go.
Me would afraid.
The fumes alone, if you see when them buses drive, even here, you know when them old. Because you see when them pass you, you smell that fumes, you have to cover your nose. So you know when they're getting old. And when you have those in a dump yard, and take you go get these people and strategize just to rob the people them $1.4 billion. And now them ready for another 2. When the opposition was telling them buy new buses. So
where is this $2 billion about to come from?
What do you mean? Those taxpayers' money. And I mean, you know say Melissa money no use up yet.
Okay, that's what me ahead with this.
Right? And all of the things them in the warehouses and people out there under little zinc catch up still.
That's what we're gonna talk about tomorrow. Save that one there for tomorrow for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. That we're gonna go deep into that one tomorrow.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir.
Boy. All right, my sister. Thank you.
Ma'am.
Thank you.
My art.
So.
Yeah, later.
All right. I thought all the buses were there though. I thought all the buses came in already and they're active. I thought he was saying that out of the 110 that A few of them not work. Why? You know what? I'm going to meet you here tomorrow where we will pick up where we left off. All right? Come tomorrow, ready for trace the money and ready to talk about an update to the relief after Hurricane Melissa. And we're going to pick up with this bus thing and the 110 buses. And if they are all there, I'm going to do some checks. I'm also going to go look at Mr. Rattigan and try to revise what he said about the buses. Because he was saying something, but like me said, I don't really be zeroed in on other people's content because I don't want to sound like anybody else. I don't want to sound like you can come here and be like, SouFLoTV sound like him just regurgitate everything where this a person say or that the person said. So I like, I go do my own little look around, reading stuff and gather, and you know what I'm saying? That to a fault, but that's what I do. All right. Where's Anisha? You can't it's a long time. Them are teeth. Live on the air with SouFLo. Good morning. Every time I get a call from straight from Jamaica, it's like I'm afraid to talk. See that? Them hang up. Manners and respect to everybody too. Somebody keeps calling from Jamaica. Every time we do these shows and they call from straight from Jamaica, the 876, they hang out on the line and then them hang up. Live on the air with SouFLo. Good morning. Hello. Hello. I know are you. All right, your phone probably bad, but you never hang up. Live on the air with SouFLo. Good morning.
SouFLo morning.
The phone I fight you.
No, but by the time you answer me, SouFLo no bus no there. Them thief the money for run election, no bus no there.
So the bus them no full up the place like him said.
No bus no there, SouFLo. None and then tell us America sell them bus, America not give them no more. And SouFLo tomorrow morning you come with talk. No bus no there. The pussy them thief the money for run election.
Ready that up for tomorrow for me. And on that note, we're out of here. Get ready for tomorrow morning. Obviously, it's going to be explosive. So, manners and respect to everybody tuning in. I appreciate you greatly. Thank you for being here. Walk good. All right? And go with God. Like my granny, Miss Ruby, said, be good. If you can't be good, be careful. But it's best to be good. And like my grandfather, Mas Cleaver, right there, so say, I will see you tomorrow if God spare life. Knowing that we're not God, we can't spare life in that manner, and we can't give it neither. We can't go grab tomorrow and give to nobody else. We can't even give to ourselves. We just have to hope and pray that we're in the graces of the Most High and we're blessed with tomorrow where we get to wake up and open eyes again on these things. And if so be it and we are blessed in that way, then I will see you tomorrow if God spare life.